Go ongo Kari Uganda Dera. Ango vini ongo Lugbara Kari Dera. Go. Amaizi do istara. Amacha de agenda number sua. Data de Emia Izu. Andro. Meeting the Maria. Rusi Dikamaru, Honorable Dr. H.ON.ENG.TIYO. Chandiai ma Ngazu Maracha, my member of Parliament, Maracha East constituency. Parliament Mudini Zone Maria. The ma Palo Koimuzu Parliamentary, then Kapodima Parliamentary, under Zinga government there, Eli Kalina, under Zerua, Eli Mudini Asia. Perema Chanda, the chief finance officer, and Gueroi, Arua district local government for it. The legal to the Narose, my Sudi, Azima, Ongo, the money, my child, the assistant commissioner, Minister of Health, the Mabutamam, the chief commissioner, and the Zida, very fair, Ilia Ders, in Basias, Mambodu, Mudini Nas, Akudia Z. Commission avure amudi politique leba mongo de se ma gadira madisa MP ni office ma vure very varia so ma rezidi amavu dia oduru mo de normal tabi na ko the meeting azu adeti MP ni abele varia azuri ka ko main parliament abele ti de amavu normal amade badwa mata de ama MP azuri ki amon be kira azuri feki ma kene eche muku asune yevine haru ega emuria andose te azuri kilo emura azuri kidi ati kilo emura te le baruma de MP azuri kidi ati MP azuri tabi ni media iki ni muku ni na wo for fair man meeting this yara kini ama Lugbara ro de akake ado poruko akake paso kirikiriko wesna de chopaso asunu This I'm born then Western area. Kevin didn't carry Congo. Akaki paso Kiriku, Akaki Adi or Poku, Akaki Tichiku, and Goma Western area, they told shop. And if the Kia or the four MP has started at Iri, Ngazu, Lur Kingdom, the Kia or the four for the chick. Kini Vini, Gamati, Lugbara, Parliamentia, and government my Pariwara, Nezukini, and your Lugbara Kari, Mama there. And now for a minute, Karibu Mini, and to say, a minimum meeting the other say, man God say, they all Lugbara Kari, they are table. They are Fazuma, my dear Mavuleko. Teman man, yes, Adria, Agofe, Adria, Tikiti, or all of us. Me Vutia, near Tizu, Utozo, Andra. Ani ospine midi bab dimebo Adria dulu olute anga ni recommend ya sanko se Adria kiora zini amani ne onjo iyo ndebi onje ni yo eto ade aluiri na suchi then Germany e ba turu alu Maria sa se ba aluiri yo nde nini te aka fini yo aguda ni kirikirisi yo de check ini yo de ma onye ni ya e kivini asi ojara adede baba kini ba zu kala se ide yo ma de dia ba no ni ba ale asi o mi za fe kini yo azu on ti ni yo mama nzebe ni ba azu on ti yo azu on ti ba si ma ro and so ma meeting yo di sini sukuba ki asi ota and ro ma meeting yo di those ba ki sa asi ota sa ni mu sa kini yo di de bo amade mu ni ngane ba tro mo dia ki ga yo dia ani ba mazilu Mungu ba ko yo aziki Mungu mali asiwa yere dale awari for the minimum so ama Western area ama MPs ruki ama ba Kalisu MPs from Western area ba Kalisu Adam say ama parliament ya dia ama ba kata do be parliamentary caucus ama ambon ten parliament aziki ata tuli pa ki kalina dinalo nango ai ki kalina dinalo kala mojo ai ki le kali dinaro ata ka musuru ndundundundundundu ni maria ama western ya na take ama tedi tiza ko se service ni de fe ko agwa de so de aya ama di MPs Lugbara ro de ke ama ba mudu ni kalishu ni maria ama Lugbara ro ke ama ba mudu ni a di de lo district Arua district Arua city Terego azini Marachan de dimani dur su amani da dur sa sene su dike te minuta ere ya borle azini ki wora tiki ana bene de mi azini doki WhatsApp group azini de Lugbara Kari ni afada bedini asi wow Lugbara hoy marki Lugbara masidi yarki Lugbara mbararki Lugbara jinzarki Lugbara tororo Lugbara kam padria lo pare odu ra chasa kosia odu bani ya ko fere so chasa kosia bade bi oni ni mi azika ki gari WhatsApp la malia yo de ta meeting da mabutia a brigade zone va de mo fe e on de kila yo kila ya akoko so alani ani ai ko ga do ma kena man vini ma Mbappe ne zo de sangadu ri ne ako Mbappe senior one ya chemistry ela ma ga tebe super mathematics pe how do you mathematics yo pere material mo ma temi pe le anu ma ne ni kiri side aso de ma do ma aro public ya ba ani amadi do mu yo aso ke nzera afayo amani musu de are yo korore musu yo reso yo Lugbara Kari de chadingwa ama mani Parliamentary ama ngonde ama ba Parliamentary ki ama yiro ama ngonde adu Lugbara ru adu ko ama West Nile MPs de ama woro ngonde yo de atisu ani ama vini ka ama di check ni ba mu disi ba mu da Minister of Gender ba mu President office ya ba mu ngone ama nga chi yo ni maria ọkọ avamba boros magasi amangayo de dera leta yo de mba ivi amba na ni leta yo de ba madera ba madera ba do yo angweso tadi nze dale our the 4 minute to mangasi amadi mu introduction ya de so mari flow 5 wa epiza maburu bararu azia kibe ne ready and Magas kata diati kita diati. Ike rebi kingdom wanya. Ape maziti ya zidu dike. So amande kia na serelia. Mavu officer float award ya. Uruwa se meeting azika adi Agofe nichi Lugbara Kari nichi Kampala dia. Ikaki yore yo amani joro amabini room dike ara ntimira. Room de mecho mu yo ale ni ara mavu sia da ata ba mu ju chop ta ni rela. So meeting alerki tadi yang ni tanda ko amamulo teli wa amule wa amamani yo dia ata parivi ni sakanda so vende dia kabini la sakanda ya family no apola amandu ale sakanda maya bi de wa le ni kala dia wa ni ajora amamu do amotu vindo acha ya do awere amadi the child but they need the pussy but the meeting lost so they are the bad way also the sad the child ni ko ika ama ngoni ni muda ni do ni savura ni de ado de yone do kwa doctor you start ni aworo yes so before manga madi introduction no there amadi mudini amadi lo Agofe da amadi mputa tene apa prime minister no dimu Agofe introduce nale so amadi do ya amadi mudini amadi mude ya divini do Agofe introduce ya
Mstalo mashopa maperia menjama worongo mavundo woshe rushe bamonge feta malone marachangane baze ambidwa kanisa hilo ndani mavene azinga media mavo dobe dune Lugbara TV anira yo amani jide ke de woro figure woro yo alor maria ko jasli anda malu baragala TV dizore leke yo amavo lo baravore ma sopo koro ko jama usa de yuko amangare maria misu ba alikisa da madiki ko te through media ba warale kakia ma iditu alo kakia mane dinde kan ko ABCD kan ko yo ngaro pe andro ba mingi mikira ko ke ngavini yo le kisugero le maria she maru awe feta maloni si yo Lugbara Kari TV na warifo
Stalo rase maru sia sindu Steven ni mara chaki chomora ma azinga tu alu Lugbara Kari TV
Istanbul sekarang Korea marusi asiko gasting ma telekompani ripie ma baro mazi ma vini gelko dinias ode katoliki renga pada seru di matile aba kampala ba fo
Bravo, mimi saraka.
Saru sans ministre mani disi marusi innocent RI ma azia sako eyo bazubi no limaria tebani teborle kanya mtu amavuru bombe siwe TV kan kubano be Catholic we TV di ama tuni azige geriko tuni kanisa Catholic di maria si te kadebini tangri kanya kan ko islamu ayo bipi Lugbara pediki ama ibo limaria. Technically, mission na Angeri is to make sure Lugbara meti wara faluru. Na yonze ni the group amare Malia we have thousands of people who are connected. With the nations that are they are all live on Siwe TV. So ma fusi choosing ibe ma andwa fusi mani kaso zuma kari madria asil bakwara madri ngaba arwedi matigari ni alfemni saru temandi yo problema tere gumvani ngazu wanja navwa na Engineer Trading Center la dini ba awali for saru
awali for bili saru Agofe amali elders amani uruti mali omba anajoba azebe officials angeri amani Lugbara Kari afelera wa posaro kwa ma region ya Afrika ma employed privately ma simasenga wa company asi amabe ya ma directors to company marugo wa Green Life International amo ofisa nyafia si ya ofisa ma mara sana whatever inside the one alena wa was madi ngwa ma di kuke pa kuke Kampala dia ma ajias ki gaselis ma coordinate amara sa directly the Diocese Council of the Laity in the diaspora number you see a seller Lugbara Kari Malia coordinate Kampala the area who under the maybe the regime be guided by Honorable our family Saro.
For Reverend Dr. Christopher PB, my background civil service, I'm a senior citizen, and the Chief Executive Officer and the Secretary. I'm a DR.ALITI. I depends on the Syria. The Lugbara Kari, my speaker, and Olanga, Lugbara Kari Levi, for me, I'm on very avaro ametili zitenga zuru Lugbara Konduru ngazu maratsa terekwa mora ado likia magwali yo gwari do fugoni alikia avaro lezo ado kuri kubisuza wa kwa ina mwisi
aussi enseignant justement de West End, avec associate professor. Lugbara Kari na vini de la COP, Mr. ICT Mili. Aluwe ya mainga di Telegwan, di Wandia, di Wandia, di Wandia, di Wandia, so much by the planet is a minority. Lucy, family there, have a good body. This is my investing. Private companies in now. I'm just living a little bit of directors. And social company for. Sorry, ma inga maracha tomorrow.
Kampala di area ma Western Education Pastor na coordinator ni ikawini Western Education rather Western Foundation ya marine public secretary menga marcha ibini kijamora ina mane yode already woro ja marcha bete akana kwa koku anira memo diyor ma tamu yuni ma capacity chi chodo ma odia zeki immobilize yo ma wele ma ko lino ba
Estamos para materia. Como mambo Richard Agofe base matani kijumura madi baro sema anzi madi baro sizori madi Kampala dia madi DC business similia waluta wenyewe asingi wote kijana mjezi sudi Ministry of Labor there magazinga under ICT as the Vice Chairperson of the ICT Committee directly to the Minister.
So, Lugbara Kari, a member of project committee. As in money, Mangamasi, Matujari, Matukane, Spiria Complex, Agro Park, 16Q. Matoko, I cosi, Bazi, Atango, USLD, a Matamana, Biasara, the Roman, Campini, Simani, and Matora, Katemu, Kuras, and Rupaka, 16Q. Megan, and go out finding the lady Kisu, Lara, as it was at school, Magic, directing of China. Karibu. Hadi kota karibu.
Ngono tali noro misi. Madri azuti Victoria, Kampala dia. Ene wende. Uni auzu tobu. Auzu tobu.
Etora sai lingua dia.
Kanisa Victoria.
Kanisa tora kaningiro.
Yo,
Kanisa Angelo. Angelo auzu tobu. Ila with umeme. So now
justo mambo.
Justo mambo.
Okay. Ani vile
Marupa Victoria.
ani ra. Ni karibu.
Amadimuda le avasi.
Kanisa maburu ikaraka fi etora ndia mabla ya.
Ya.
Peki drama dulu.
Okay.
Sisi kelele.
village here. Road policy amanda manage sub county. My unit. Anjanda man lagi di profesor ki ini dia yang mana dia juga yor anda orang siap maybe anda mana ada school 91 maybe 91 so you KAMPALA yang ada music production gua jo ini dia anda people orang lupa sih mereka orang itu mai Tinia benanzi uba ulinzi hivi nao si na smart vai na anda ngiri yo amawe sudu ya tizuru mabisa sina dichia yo leo hapa kwa ngire Dr. Mandwani rinta yo manwani no biti ya kwa hapa ni ngire no
Lugbara meeting Rua, yeah, it's about communities. This are meeting Liga, there is another dimension that you might from. I'm a role best as Kanye, my retired general in a shop. I think retired, I can't stop smart the letter in my well, the letter go manga law farm Kanye Ali. Yeah, not even my Agofe. Well, not you that my son, law firm, my consultant. The letter is a man in Gary, a certified mediator in the High Court. About the Chief Justice is certified. So, I let the man in Gary. My village is in Gary, I'm a decision. Ma had a new counterbalance, friend. Ma terrible. Otherwise, our reform. You know, meeting how is that our reform? Combined as the executive prime minister and one as soon as I say, I am going to alive. Basically, Mamma, they make in Gazo and child really a market matter.
Amaru, our daughter, Ma ALIA ANGELO, Mapianga, Terracoa, I sat down Ma under the so, I'm at the elected or let me buy a matching. I'm ready for a color. I'm a good, I'm ready for a color. I'm a terrible, but I will keep it. I said, I'm ready for a color.
Amaru alekwa jafari mainga katini binaro ilavu klane masuru dile naro ilavu klane Ameriki dulu kaliro ma kayo retired Justice Kanya de sasa mweleka tuwa azitaria mari albudo ina pamfu ba ikimba zoria madomanya ikimba biology and medicine yadene sadi seria akudo azi imbatare akudo imbatare abusuku kujo amani suru Lugbara Kari albedeka madolo ido zidaka mado sadi sile adoni karane ujokoro langabe ujokoro cabinet be made minutes madoli sisi ambo langane cabinet ya
Our first sorrow, Engineer Lugbara Kari Masapai Paria, ma Engineer Tio William Taylor Odai, ma Bazanga Ayubogano Cluster of Dam, ma Iva, Cluster of Dam, Gazi Uganda there, Legico Member, Munga Member of Parliamentary, Kulina Yobokareze, Nzoibo. Gaspero Dani Ayivune, Ngazo Machevira, maybe did my powerful Parliamentary calendar to Toyivitia. Islander in Musu Uganda Moduala, Isu Britannia, Pano Vela, Cancer Conference in Malia, Gaspero Reshula, Leva Musu Duala Uganda Day, Pano Failure for a tour on the calendar in Isu in Aso depa Parliamentary ai ubizizo list mabalia bata modi mane bia da piti mara sada da mari ki lachi azidi pia ane angazi district local government ya ele kali ditoi mai fude akase ane aberaka mai fundoko pedro membre droko me fully answer the Mbaro and Karina Sina for Wakase. Magimu Fubo, the Fita Fizo, Parliamentary Morocco, the Nachotin, Mungu Tiki, our first hour.
Our four mangas Amadi Chadwa, Amavu, Prime Minister, introduce the Amavu Lugbara Kari. Agofe introduce the chairmanship Luchoti meeting the communication you as a Made Kurmadian Professor William Gaka Karibu Mene.
Amantedo Masoi Kai Paria Maru Convidica Maru William Gakari ma Menga Locotoro Kenya Timatu Warrior Locotoro Paris in Michuni the man to the Wadi on the Paris le Jibabiro on the Sally Locotoro Celia Michuadia I would division here. I would ratio. Yes. I would give Angazi Makeria Eli Kaliri senior lecturer, head of department of adult and community education, yeah. Dean of School of Distance and Lifelong Learning, College of Education and External Studies. And I've been founding National Coordinator, Makerere University Center for Lifelong Learning in Yaziri. And also in Modena, in Yaziri. And the trait I will need a clever your laugh for when it's said I see my designer. The D. My dissertation in Chamberlain University, my head of Department of Adult Community and Lifelong Learning, my being a member of Parliament, Chamberlain University Senate, I'm a faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation representing. My being a director, Chamberlain University Undergraduate Lab, my being a board member, Chamberlain University Journal of Research and Innovation. Lugbara Kari, azima dia karakara. Ovune alete azinde ngada leku. Mesu zinga ojata dozaje andro. Lugbara kwa vapi lepi azikepi. Kari amade mimi adizu yorsi. Azimo romo dia karakara. Maybe a day Chair, Human Resource Management Committee, my Chair, Resource Mobilization and Projects Committee, maybe at the Vice Chair and Secretary to Constitutional Review Commission, my Minister Kankwatibo, Eyoyi BP Karianji, outside Yarua, outside Uganda, the PRE. Minister of International Relations and Diaspora Affairs, Sadisi, as for the Anupa, Epifema Paria, Tema Irmendruni, Ama Epifemundra, Pilgrimage Mecca, Envy Irmarua Animukeku, and those under Niviso, Ma Disa as a co in Paria. O po eredi fedoro ma dia mana no am emionvezo andro amade mu difuzo emikedi ai kofu ama Lugbara Kari ma di ba di seba di ro saro ama muaji anje ama busubiso ne adi ne police barracks ya Zambia atu amengo Lugbara disi kai. And the Lugbara TV ni the Andira, do a change of Darate, Leman, Loa Mana, Mafada, and then gone to Rari, as good kiddy on the line. Link in your metro there for an echo, are you? Money, Odu Agadicha Subo, Ma Isu coordinators, Amabu coordinators, Kampala, Ikiri, you with their volunteers. You might delay it. John Brigai, Irmavuti, Irmenu, Atibuni Freddy, Police of Sani, Yemo Amavu Diara. After you call Ma Edo Amad WhatsApp, Lugbara war, you can try the Catul, you can try to pretend the animal, you can try the Islamuni, you can try the PLU, you can try the FDC, you can try the movement. Ba war. Afaba nombe Lugbara Kari ma bodayo ma ni amabele Lugbara Kari de family get that tariko afabla meji ya bere ni kitani awadu fa family saro ma do e remark azina ki kampe yo azio ba were riki jod malia di ma dia ngando gindo sira ala di leba di du Amavu opi marachadri amane ri di e mupi adripe Agofe namba susi Lugbara Kari di Echezu Rusi ameronde ALIA PATI ANGELO yi ideally opinzeni yoku te imeadrezu ejo amani history emekizuri si anira meeting ni derole amado feri manji wara rifi ando madie yo we bale sur meyo ma eti dozu ma de okor di erdo izira dinwa our force ale living gleba di du amani ande yo do tiria ama ba master of ceremony ri alore madri honorable Dr. ALITI Tomuyi ya amana zio nyirumo alore living John abirigai ma di oko e pife di ban fe madri siri omve ma lo amana sisi amana gribusudi kadi yo da lomo ma di bi no communication ma di maliando our default abiga fe di
Prime Minister Lugbara Kari I look at now for honorable members of Parliament and I Kili Yadansi Lugbara Neri Idri Lugbara Neri and the Inazu President. Elders are many here, who are Madrid and Romana Makazu. As Sicily and Romani was to Madame and Lori. And Ram, I said, Pasi, Madrid, the Ini, the Irani, Mazika, and Celebration. Agofe in the Liverpool, Akamaki, and so asisi leta andro ando amani muza matazo ya miti yale amani amalizwa ameseke ene asi biki elders bia retired justice Kaniel commissioner mandale ni biko rerusi and the opportunity amani su ba amani amalizwa miti yandra amani eholiku agadi wuki alumni Somalia ariana professor anda waki ayo makisi yake ndugu didakle ya Afrika ngadi kule mu yoma ni kina haya binga mini makuburia so esele ama Lugbara amani amanizo atele akwa wale ajipere office mesele ya se ajipere ri bari asi amani gazo rusi amayo nza mesele ya mundu tisi amayo nza muganda tisi amayo nza munyakole samani of the Mukepo. I feel the end. The finger to Lebati. The Senate warriors. I'm checking about Amadi angry. Amadi get you as the king name the number Professor PBK and Singa Dr. Christopher King, Radio Lugbara Kari, Dr. Designate Rio, Lugbara Kari. I got it really see him. I found on the leg Designate. Very humble. Pepper Andrew, New Vision Maria, Canerani, Peggy Kalina Nigeria. The Bagnole, she one of the Bagnole. She came out of them 7 years. I couldn't read Designate. Amadi Lugbara di Aradi Amani Kampatizonia Ama Church of Mycelia Agama Si Amangu Amanzi Bazeriki in Adia Ikina Fancy 4 Digitas. So Andrew by a Biba Zidi Gaba for a long time. He better checking search the current status. Like keep a book on the institution of Lugbara Kari. Lugbara Kari ni la like checking parts. Amanga bena adro, amanga messengers room. Odu ko zuba zerpini maniki eyodi asapote. Afaze mundu tibobe distortion. Eyo enjoro di ko zuba mesede. Lugbara Kari ni aranze politics ni la Lugbara waso. ani kida andro leba ibu amani eyo institution Lugbara Kari ere orodura adosia kidi abine chamani amadi mu roba sere pelede amamu kama ngara number 9 asisile ni andro loze elevi kina acha process gazette me ngo pipa iki okudu chiba ile chandika na ziri arwane ino buzo ale ni acha process gazette amani gazu kinga amade restaurant acha le bien ngo pi amechota atite issue ali people but amani musu amana me consultation am seller amani musu iki orodo MPs they have been missing in that Andrew Urudisi I'm a prime minister I think I think it's Amadi members of parliament here Amani also and Designate chairman I see them now if they are the core this was one meeting Andre Miazi Bikinga and Waramalia in a Sicily they really bad Lugbara Kari you are in the regard is open. You may have to look at nature here. Then Sicily be clear. As I did of people, Amanga Villa, they are one. Amanga Ziki Kungone. Amanga Ziki the layer. Amanga Ziki Mani Bazi, Umbrella Room, Amabigirani, Amanga Podale, Regalo how the layer. They are Ramanu. From a region here, Mata Divinio, as you know, the Tamaris. Ata young members of parliament from Ayi, Vora, Maracha, Terego, Arua City. The Tamans in my Lugbara Kari, Angiri Asianos, Asapodeli. Which is about to be TD, they would have Tokandra Parliament, Udizore, Ayovinera. A Tokandra Budina, Ayo. The Labour they begin me, members of Parliament, 12 Parliament. Matter is the Temaka Fusi, the very history of Barbados. Father members of Parliament, Gazette make look at the Zuka, they care about me. It also handle going forward. Who should be able to help, support the executive Lugbara Kari. Amani Tozu, a young man, so I know Amani Tamale. I see it. Baza Abuja, I'm a DPS after my Robert. After my Robert, you're married. After my Robert, maybe I think that Kampala there had a wedding, Kadri marriage, Kadri Yokane icon, a young Changi, Babele Lugbara Madia, the pass off. So I now can tell you, the Amaluka and the Rendi, Amache Remini, Eringa, Professor Andamania T. Amari, Information Chris. So I'll gather money, Madrid Prime Minister, at the Yorkela, I live in a military committee, the Ramasako, a minute, a garden. So Matadi, Prime Minister Matadi, the CDP, Madrid, the middle of Gogo, you are sitting minimum, a church of Parliament for public side.
Amani dia tu what the Lugbara MP Amani Nakapi Shuru Lugbara Numalia Yiri Amani dia Lumira Imale Vede Suri ini sudah dibeli Hiri Amofu University Fosi ma senior citizen commissioner
Senior member Piki Justice Kanyebe, Mama DP Cabinet here, Lugbara Kari, Anze, Amani Lugbara Anzero, Imuba, Amapi Andro, Amekavapi, Maba Fusi Mary Lugbara TV. More than Mr. Fusi. Asia Madria, yes, yes. Agofe Chamini, my shoe should board a room di Malian. Mani Charia, MP as o Kuru, Emu Sikumo Vamazi. The more policy than one cook. MP as Zikina Mani Maro Honorable Alenio, Imu Echa de Oho. Aliti, I may swear there. I didn't take money guards, Lugbara Kari, Amen, Tom Beto Micha, but in Tamesu, Amate Dodia. Kini o mwinga mbulu barakari ya lumu yivu dia yimu bila madite afale tebia mani ma watu 400 ni atio midi 100 doka to midi mini chezo amani mi ada Lugbara nzini ndikere okoresi meji Zita Ukife Haji Right Honorable Tuku Ismail Kin Iwa kate amuke ite admiti ni maliachi ima blood pressure imi mekarisi toru pale ima chiko I DR.ALITI lezo blood pressure da mwenvi Kani mama iwe mini ni Parliament modi ni rumali amani zaidi. Ni Lugbara Kari rui ni sia fosi. Ni basi midiangire ni ngoja teji ya Lugbara ni malia. Ni mangazi letasi ni madu ni family aluru. Mama yo mini afazini yo yo dama vaye laiwa leni yo. Minga marachayo, minga terguayo, ama woro Lugbara anzi. Ama Lugbara nizo, ama West Nile nizo, ama Uganda nizo, ama minga company nizo. Ama agazi family. Eyo yo kini achi Lugbara Kari di nudisa angirwo. Itasi. Kinanzi andro amaliti pe Parliament moti ni malia di inga mazako amani da document Matthew Pizura nazure kini mama mini gamete Uganda di nyalunga ango agali di turono fazile kinga yanda sentinel de recently dini Veneli turalo fazike tafa pirudi mundu isu iridia dini isu iridia gamete isu iridia angani nga gamete temu Agofe amade iri ogwadi niko ile te dia I mado ngere emphasize afamani presentation mavor malia kini pe amano duwa le Agofe ni iri ogwadi azima ngani records ni hiyo dinga mambo ni yale chairman ni azi yamenda kini di ama mawani oyo musara ni ayo temiesi kamba mi owizuku mitona ziganga ko amani ria dia bazi ya dia man role model mi aguazine kin man zore alete ya dia gudale andro jodi malia bana tapi ang mama idua itu menju mama idua
O bote ye pi feni resul ma. Ali ti tom. Algo ni na ni. Medo S1 bati afa Republic der bicherero. Men di mo bati ni ando. Amami be obi. Iri maji mi ya zo man vivo po. Ejo wa ro malia. Na me Makere University encouragement me for us. Mamita Makere University effort mini ba azi masudi ngazo. Masu asende ni yo musara yo. Efo elin mchana mchana dia ba pe mama su pe nominate mama su chairman ro ade oppose. Kanra de o witawi mi o wezu kasimani contribution mini ye Lugbara anji marwere ko manra ye nomination da gasi. Mani Garea was one of the best chairpersons of Masu. Omu graduation party Lugbara anji e dozu asizuban ye white renware e under my chairmanship. Ara disindra ango yi patron Masu do da sindra late Zubairi ataba. Andro ekaita parliament dia ma ano sutasi ko at school me do foundation Lugbara maza kozu community maza kozu mi dodio ama ni bi ma bena ikasi sa me chobli je me fi parliament maliara role model mari azirede ama USR be odu asisi ati biso be apa appointment ni mwanzi mavudi mabiti akuwa dunia kanisa ako anguduma wudu amwere wakede nte dima dinwani grade fama dichika bwaguda ati biso president portandi dibu mari angudufini are be bakin mani ili yo ere ya madia asila school esiyo kadinde bo idiyo Edir meeting ya dule father idi oda eredia William eredia Tio eredia engineer eredia edi badi dire edi bana already and exactly that is who I am. Challenge mini should be seen. Me should Tio is spread ever terra ku ere alo riru beto wi base of human theory. Community our phone manning the legal take a father as a call mungu ndani ira mungu zi mini aseme babanga ni mituselo da school da medo da masina faiwa mungu zi da mungu elima tira ni agara babanga agara ma wa for the mungu ma wa for the sindo amazwani obu dia ma remeeting e refu compound dia kini ile disciples di Lugbara Kari banga ba tolada John izia bidra rusa tu aze ambo miza di ini mite dia John ba chikare nduru kini I did not waste it John Lugbara headquarters Lugbara headquarters Hallelujah, amani headquarters amani rikaunde tulada ameko amani ko amamuta amesucha ichi amesu ajono chi afati achi mawale ko eri dati idi terewa darisi Lugbara disi ache which where amabuku de publish ayo ande ni madu buku Makere publish dibo amaye buku de lonji tu anu muni university ma ye mi di empiro amamamu eko amade abidi amamu kini geribani on the issues asizu justice kanye andro stage amani chazudo awad phone ma feredi ameki afabani umbe makta imuturu barakari ragbari constitution azaza na yosa Aman makta in Victoria and the lawyers Lugbara Kari. The Bazi Asiku. I administrative law, that I man law, Mbarico. Mani Yoda Nereame Murivu. Office in Bidi, Yoda, office letter, office, Ramari, Nakwese, Niazia, ama online meeting, ye, Periamani Mus Constitutional Review Committee for Muzu, the legal eye, constitutional, room Maru was in the Muzo as we resurrect simplicity, really, I think Mungo on the Amemudiano basically Ejo Kori Enzo Gama Lugbara Imalia Billion zero in Zora to Kunengama Voivo Kini Anze Lugbara Kari ALIA Maru Constitution Tebani you are Ladi Malete Andrew Honorable Dr. Tom Manga Constitution di makopi family ni aware MP war manga policy brief amali institutional announcement and recommendation makopi I woro ma wudu amede afa de woro ma family ni awaba di woro ma bin fe a brigade a diskuni Lugbara Kari dicha di tororo me androsbo platform mini zida malia da ile constitution dai mando ga fa family ngani bali Lugbara afa ayi maruba yiwari so amama emuta dia leche mini afazi ayibu babere amre is not there so ka yo look at me ikatwa de ibon ikatwa de period ikatwa de borani ikatwa de marachoni amaworo alo imoto amade Lugbara Kari ani Reverend Dr. Iki ningama mani presentation azi institution bano Lugbara Kari rudi area doni sopa do magia pendo era o siasile na do azia man nga di ngoti o mama ni yo de che kadi yo de che amane wa skuna le pa dia ma vanru Lugbara Kari mo rodi ato e choke amaza ko ngoni ama iri de ama iri maza ko ngoni ama de ma jolo a chepi de ama de iri ani ma divini ma vutisi nga mu yo achiamani do totunilial fo iri dinmobi ni susi tazo paranore madinga mu midiale nyas amani di muria dia yo amadi ko moro ni ado yo amani suro di roko efe kapi ko amani chola dia do a chepi dia mama mi pere ado andro amenu di ekatwa di riti emi ngama zakora ekatwa di riti azini kide dia kini inga burkindo mwa inga emiaza ko ite kini misu eminga amaza ko ale mi bwado madinga yoda ye amadinga dileba fe amani yodi male nyazu ya rundire amakwere action points amani chokuti no be maje itasi asizi prime minister yomani aka room di kobo odunasi ama press conference yaru in the media houses dadi ko mbe woro amani mu ejo amani agori mi be ya re che eyo nde mafia ni Lugbara mola woro ma meri yo nde asuni to enzo beto di mu nze angu amani ambo woro mi ado adiko ejo amani nze do are ejo adani mungu tibidi ni abo ejo azifini mani che mi ni akanda constitution kan kwa pia madi ama o chepi Lugbara magamete bini malare akadi muba kamudi tibunia langa kamudi reakiwo aje yo koreji constitution of Makerere University St. Francis Chapel ya party dunia Lugbara service the following Sunday aji opi manase na skuni sada samandre dia da Agofe ajiri cabinet woro amu bishop muditi dunia Emmanuel Cathedral afamu gonditi dunia kwa ba lungaleza Mungu Felipe Mamechando, Damaji, Kalatini, there are our four, the Yalubi, side, you know, ABC, my D. Fukuma here for the B, and there my D. Gakini, Sa, Nidia Matotosi, my dear Reverend Dr. Ikinia E. Presentation Ivory, Yezu, Ka Ebo, ama echogin fema maburge amadi muzita POC amadi mu discussions ye amadi ani recommendation ye woro chuti kade gira amadi mu dalade no ba
Chairman Masu early 27 Amelu Suandra Samani fisu makere mesu bawa anzikin dondo aibu makere maraksa makere ngoni ya mani fisu politics andra las ebani mable chairman sikioso amaruwa masu aruwa oponi terrible maraksa aibu pamatsa masu maleni alo was during my chairmanship masu kule malia 1987 88 dika me people of chairman Constitutional Review Committee Tedwa Professor ANGELO and also constitutional record Senator Mopeku and my Moody review here one of the Justice Kari and Andra and Gary ALIA. So my outline everything. The outline Lugbara Kari Madia. Eyon zezu Lugbara Kari Madia ama chidi wazeke wara sa wara de mali ama mu Lugbara Kari Madia outline now that name of the cultural institution, key scenario dates, vision, mission, motto and objectives, principles of Lugbara Kari, pillars of Lugbara Kari, partnership with the government, and then conclusion.
ma dia ale ma president ya pada garawatisi erwa manisa eserwani kemini muria reaction area mi yo timini chola ersiba
Next one. The name of the institution is called Lugbara Kari, the Lugbara Cultural Institution. Before Arabs, Italians, British, and Belgians came to Lugbara land, our forefathers were already living in peace on our God given land. Ichi, that exactly the Lugbara Ichi. It doesn't mean the Lugbara. The Lugbara people had Ochema training in place to manage the people and the resources. The Ochema chain effectively became Lugbara Kari. Which Lugbara Kari means Ochema chain. Next slide. Here are some key dates in history. In 1967, the constitution of that year, 67 under 41, abolished all cultural institutions in Uganda. But the 1995 constitution reinstated all the cultural institutions, and Article 246 was necessary to operationalize the cultural institutions for gazetting. In 2011, the Lugbara Kari constitution had errors. Article 11, Article 12, Article 13, which presented challenges in the election of Agofe 4. Article that you're going to get Lugbara Nemiri Kaditoi, Michopa Sora. Kamavle, Abi, Baswan Paso, Soba, a part of the level. Banisu, the Gazo, Maria. So, Constitutional Review Commission, the Mutibane really review those kind of articles, which became a problem. The 2011 Lugbara Kari Constitution. Now we have the 2024 Constitution, which amended that article. Challenges were registered along the way, but will be overcome soon when we work together. In 2024, these are now talking about the instruments. We now have a constitution which was promulgated on the 28th of April 2024. We have an anthem, we have a logo, we have the Lugbara Kari flag, we have the portrait of the Paramount Chief, Agofe for Designate. We have a policy brief which was prepared and presented by Professor Lugbara, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. We have an MOU of partnership between Lugbara Kari and the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, signed and it's ongoing. Some details will come. Next, that is the logo. Lugbara Kari. Draw le Lugbara cow. Yeah. That's what you see on all of our. So, what is the nature of the cultural institution? Non-partisan. We focus on development, promotion, well-being, and sustenance of the culture of Lugbara people, ensuring peace, unity, and development. Once you are born a Lugbara, you are automatically a member of the Lugbara Kari because automatically, and you ascribe to all the positive cultural provisions and development of Lugbara land. So basically, Lugbara Kari is like an NGO. You are born a Lugbara, you are automatically Lugbara Kari. There is no negotiation. You are born from Terego, Maracha, Mora, Ayu. You are Lugbara Kari, and you ascribe to that. Now, the jurisdiction of Lugbara Kari is the Uganda district prepared by the people with the 4 clans: Maracha, Ayu, Mora, and Terego. In Uganda, we have 4 clans. We went to Congo because the Archbishop now for Congo and Brazzaville is Lugbara. So as Lugbara Kari, we deliberately went there with Professor, with Prime Minister, and we found there are 6 clans in Congo. Lugbara Amoro in Congo, in Maglada, Pakistan, Asia, Amahudori Kisu, but it's that belt there. So we have 10 clans in all. That's Lugbara. And our office is in Nairobi City. Currently, we are at Social Center. But there is a proposed headquarters, which will be called the House of Lugbara, to be constructed at the palace. We have a place at Gilgili that government has used as a demonstration farm, which is one of the points which the professor will present in his presentation. And we need the support of the MPs. Karidati, Kari Palace, the body under a demonstration farm of Gilgili that I would have Lugbara Kari. What is the vision, mission, and the motto? The vision is a united people of Lugbara enjoying economic, social, and cultural prosperity in conformity with Lugbara traditions. Our mission is to promote popular participation and unity among the people of Lugbara in cultural and development programs that will improve the livelihood of the people. The motto is there. Our draw the Lugbara, which is on our logo. Next. What are the objectives? There are many people who don't know the objectives. These are enshrined in our 2024 Constitution, which was promulgated. One is to rejuvenate the culture of Lugbara people and preserve the practices with the aim of fostering unity, trust, and spirit of cooperation and understand among the communities of Lugbara. 2 is to encourage and promote initiatives aimed at identifying cultural heritages, norms and values of the Lugbara people through research and documentation. 3, next slide, to create a platform for the tribe of Lugbara wherever they may be found, especially those living here in Uganda diaspora. And we found that diaspora is actually beyond Kampala. Diaspora, there are some Lugbara in the US, in Australia, we're already in touch with them. In the UK, they're part of the diaspora. So diaspora is big. and we need to link up with some of them so that we can freely associate, form themselves into organized groups like we found yesterday. Sursoni Lugbara Community Association. Yesterday we danced ourselves off at Zambia and voice on issues of our culture, tradition, and other. D, to promote collection of Lugbara tribe ancient articles and artifacts of social life and sacred practices, as well as other intelligences. E is to promote the research done with the purpose of writing the history and the cultural practices of the people of Lugbara that can help the chiefdom to consolidate itself as a tribe in Uganda and the world history. And then F is to partner with, cooperate with government, ministries, commissions, development organizations, and other institutions that can contribute to the various development affairs of the Lugbara people. To hold in trust, promote and oversee the social and economic development of the people of Lugbara by appointing ministers who are charged with the task of ensuring healthy environment and economic development of the people, including growth in other sectors. H, to play a vital role in peace building and conflict resolution among the Lugbara community using the cultural norms and values. Last but not least, we have safeguarding the boundary land. The boundary, the land, the culture, and the tradition of the people of Lugbara. That one specifically, you know, we have boundaries, terrible districts, we have Maracha, but with Koboko there, you know, with the down this way, Madi, you know, those are boundary conflicts. So when we talk about boundary, those conflicts are there. Those who are working with this way, engineer, they know it. So that is number I. Is very, very key. We need to safeguard. Others people want to steal our land. They want to take the boundary from this river to that mountain and so on. So we stand for that. Then to construct a museum is one of our key things for preserving those artifacts. And also a Lugbara cultural research center has been constructed. And it's one of our priorities. Now, what are the principles? There are about 5 principles of Lugbara Kari. One is the socio-economic principle, to rejuvenate and promote Lugbara culture and create a platform for the Lugbara community to advance their cause as a cultural institution for socio-economic development of the chiefdom and sub-region. Specifically, to practice Lugbara cultural norms, taking into account the laws governing the nation. We will not do anything outside our constitution, as you hope with Honorable Tom, Dr. Tom. Anything we just look at should be under that constitution, because we are a country as well. But also to eradicate moral decadence among the people, the Lugbara people, and beyond. There are many things people are doing which is not in line with our culture, and so the socio-economic principle tries to do that. Then the cultural principle is to uphold and promote cultural values and norms of the ancient Lugbara that are consistent with the fundamental rights of the people. The third principle is accountability principle. All chiefdom offices are held in the trust of the Lugbara people. In those offices, for example, we say we work voluntarily, we are not paid any salary, but we just work. We are volunteer to work. Our time and our resources. But we are holding those offices in the trust of the Lugbara people. Then all persons in positions of responsibility shall account for their acts and omissions and practices. The integrity principle is to do with honesty and transparency while considering service delivery of high quality, honesty and openness, creativity and innovativeness. The next principle is shared ownership principle. The Lugbara shall emphasize inclusivity in all its programs. So when some people say, you were out, that's not true. Inclusivity of the 4 points, they are all there. We uphold teamwork and cooperative approach in all its operations. So those are the 5 principles. Next are the pillars. Since we want to know what are the pillars, Lugbara Kari stands on 4 key pillars. Pillar 1 is a set of rules or laws on what the Lugbara people should culturally do and not do. They are there, and we have managed to put them down. so that we can teach our children. This is made possible through the Abbey of the Lugbara in Marati, in Terego, in Vora, and now you've enshrined in the Lugbara Kari Constitution 2024. Pillar 2 is the legislature, which is the Langa or the Parliament, to debate and discuss. Pillar 3 is the cultural, the structure. What is the structure or the hierarchy of the Lugbara Kari government? From the lowest to the highest. The lowest is called Akudule. Akudule is the family head. Akualomadile is the family head. Usually the husband or the father. If you go to Lugbara community, Akudule, one is Akudule Radi, but the other Akudule Radi must be the father or the husband. There is a Akudule, Akudimalere. They don't have a kitchen. Then the next level is called HON.ENG.TIYO, is the sub-clan leader in hierarchy. The third one is called HON.ENG.TIYO, the clan leader. The Lugbara Parliamentary, the Marata, the Terego, the Moivo, the Morame, the Kisu, the put them down clearly so that people know the hierarchy, the cultural hierarchy, the structure. Then the next level is the OP chief. OP Kidriat, OP Terego, OP Eiv, OP Marat, OP Vol. And then the Agofe is the paramount chief, OP of the OPs. To become an Agofe, you must be an OP first. You cannot become Agofe if you're a Kudle. You cannot do anything but you cannot. You must first of all be what? OP to qualify to be what? Agofe is the paramount chief. He is called His Highness, the paramount chief of the Lugbara people. When we went to Congo, it is the same, the 6 Congo they have. And we have made agreement to visit them, and they also want to visit us. As for Amadou Baralo, yes. Next pillar, the 4th one is the judicial system. How do we resolve conflicts? So there's a conflict resolution system among the Lugbara, which is the mediation process. And you find many of them have been resolved through that. And it's a big pillar, among our Lugbara. Next is partnership with government. Since 2011, Lugbara Kari has been working in partnership with both the central government and local governments. The areas are there: HIV/AIDS, maternal child health, gender-based violence, child marriage, teenage pregnancies, and child spacing sensitization. We have also had conflict resolution with host communities. Part of the Lugbara people gave their land to the refugees, but there have been conflicts with the refugees and the host communities. And Lugbara Kari has played a very vital role in the conflict resolution between the host communities and the refugees, and is on record. OPM is really very thankful with UNHCR on that aspect, the bordering communities where refugees are settled. And we have been doing those through those community mobilizations, radio programs, and so on. And then we have what we call Lugbara Kari pronouncements against harmful practices. They are harmful cultural practices which Lugbara Kari has seen that they are not okay. There are about 25 negative cultural norms and beliefs, but against those, we have had 32 Lugbara Kari pronouncements to curb the harmful practices. They are documented and they are bound, which the Deputy Prime Minister talked about. For example, pronouncements against, I think it's repeated. Next. Yeah. For example, removal of teeth by men, by women, and sometimes men, for beauty purposes. Yet instruments are shared with all their tenant risks. So as well to the Fukiba Zelatri, but issue are everybody sharing. So is it normal to have now CPESA in this age of 2026?
I can do married to hospital area.
Maybe. Then removal of false teeth. And so you're doing as a kid back in the baby and God, this one's like you, my health becomes a problem. You see those we have Lugbara Kari pronounced against those. Those are not okay. Tattooing.
Tattooing is something that's modern.
It's something that's modern. They are letting a risky as could have facility. You know, with these days. So, but the good thing is among the Lugbara tattooing aspect, there's actually died. Yeah, but we have a pronouncement. Aruba is very, very common. There are ways in which that book you will read no time to explain, but Aruba is one of the pronouncements for which Lugbara Kari has come forward. Then widow inheritance. Or coughing on so we have had a very good pronouncements. Actually, it's a bound book. Yakan is there. Yakan is there, and there's a lot of discussion on Yakan in this platform. So Yakan is there. But that's it. I think we'll photocopy and give because those pronouncements are positive. They try to take away the negative aspects and to bring the good aspects of Lugbara so that we can be able to do things. Then there's another one on the right to education of our children. Lugbara Kari pronouncement is that all children of the Lugbara tribe must be given opportunity to access education. Parents must take the responsibility to educate their children to the highest educational level where possible. Both the girl child and the boy child. We used to say that school. A minute as well, peace road. They like school. But only musu there la school. Judge la school. So ale chumba karakaraki bata ba barakar. So as you look back here, and came back la school. The parents are scared of getting fees. So our money committee mobile so era they use the radio simon. Papa of fancy school. As well as send out taking Buzo, Tebak at school skill has sent it. They get a little ends on that's a 27 new one. So that's one key example. This one is key. Next is the conclusion. Lugbara Kari is you. You need to play your part as a member of Lugbara Kari to develop our Lugbara land. As Lugbara Kari government, one of our priorities with the district and other objectives in the Lugbara speaking areas is that Lugbara land must be protected and preserved for the generation of the people. Dr. Anguzius, well. I live in the Pazuaresa, Manguchi, Uzi. I said that I you know. So as Lugbara Kari, we have really been educated. Don't just sell land for the sake of getting money. Unfortunately, they don't use the money very well. And our resource is land. And we have a policy. We develop the policy. Lugbara Kari policy, which is we talk about, is one of our good achievements. I think this is where it really ends. I've talked about the policy there. No said it was running anyhow. Thank you so much.
Professor Chambo University area Madrid is adult community and lifelong learning, and my fusi of the Lugbara Kari is coming. I deal with the communities. So presentation Madrid starts from the community dialogues I held with all the elders. Because by the time Ministry of Gender sent me to prepare the policy brief of Lugbara, we thought Aringazi were Lugbara. We thought Madis were Lugbara. But along the way, 50% of Madis say, we are not Lugbara. 50% of Aringazi say we are not. So we allowed them because what we call the Cultural and Traditional Leaders Act 2011 says, don't force anybody to become a member of a cultural institution. Don't also remove somebody who is interested out of a cultural institution. So now they are tasseling it on their own. And I wish them well because now there's a Lugbara, the biggest. Like my sister and my brother from Maluru are saying, If we have taken all this time, you can imagine how long the Ringas will take and how long the Madis will take. But we are told if they so wish to come back, we should leave the door open. And for us as we talk now, those who say they are Lugbara, they are with us. We welcome them. So our motto, our view, our principle is we are one people. You can take me to the next slide. I have come here with 3 assumptions. My first assumption is that Lugbara Kari did not come into existence yesterday. Your father was born when Lugbara Kari was there. Your grandfather was born when Lugbara Kari was there. It has been there time immemorial until the colonialists came and disorganized it. So all of us, Reverend Dr. Iki said, whether you like it or not, you are part of it. The second assumption is that Lugbara people had a decentralized system of governance until the colonialists came with selfish motive of collecting taxes, controlling people to extract their resources and establishing so-called law and order. But for us, we had governed ourselves very well. But they said, no, your system is. And that is when they introduced the thing called the chief hierarchical system based on the chiefs that were imposed on us. And now we are now coming to this gazettement because of that imposition. The third one now I want to emphasize is that my main focus is now going to be on the journey we have taken from the colonial time up to now, but there was a milestone that was reached in 1995 when the cultural institutions were revived. It's Article 246 required that the cultural institutions that were abolished in 1967 can be revived. And that is when we thought we should also now revive our own and operate among other cultural institutions recognized by the government of Uganda. And therefore, I will focus on period 19, from the colonial era to 1961. The period from 1962, when Uganda got independence up to today, in which we are going to look at 1962 to 1967, 1967 to 1995, 1995 to 2010, and 2011 to 2026. Along this way, we have had some achievements that we are proud of, that we want you to know. We have had some challenges that we have faced and we continue to face, and we think you are going to be part of the solution for us to address these challenges. And we are going to propose how can we make Lugbara Kari work better. And finally, I will end with prayers. What do we expect you, our sons and daughters, who are sitting in the 12th Parliament, to help us as a cultural institution, as a people, as a region? I think that yes, you took us back. Let's go ahead. We are here. And most of this, for purposes of time, most of this I already mentioned. Yes. So, Dr. Iki also mentioned many things. When we reach there, I will just want to go. All this I already mentioned. I want to say that he talked about clans. But in our constitution, we are talking about a tribe, which is Zulu, followed by a sub-tribe, which by colonial lenses is a county. In that case, our sub-tribes are Maracha, Teregu, Vura, and Ayu. And then this comes down. But what we now call Lugbara Kari now comprises of this kind of tribes. But I said before, the policy brief was developed. We had the Ringa, we had the Aivu, we had the Madi, we had Maracha, we had Terego, we had Vura. And you remember I said these were brought by colonialists, but they also wanted somebody who must be above to help them in their tax collection, in the extraction of natural resources. And at that time, you remember the only centralized society in our region, I think, was Alur. And they picked somebody who is Alur. The reason I hear they picked him was the mother was a Lugbara. And I hear that is why the Alur is called us Neza. I was not surprised when they came here and they welcomed us. They were waiting for their Neras. So the first Agofe of us, I hear, was a man called Jalasiga. He was Alur. And then you go ahead, we will follow this quickly. Next. Yeah. So Jalasiga was followed by His Highness Marco Borwa, Agofe 2, and he came from Terego. Marco Borwa was followed by Jason Avutia. There is some interesting story about this transition from Marco to Jason, which I will explain for us to understand. And he was Agofe 3, and he came from Vura. And from this, we had, as the Constitutional Review Committee sat and said, now naturally from Vura, the thing must come to Ivo, because we have now removed that confusing clause in 2011 Constitution that anybody 50 years and above can stand, and that it must be elective. People are going to campaign, and I could see the kind of tension that was there when Yuma was campaigning with Right Honorable Tuku. People were fighting one another. There was this idea of buying delegates. It was very complicated. So we now agreed with his wisdom. We said, let's make this rotational. It is not electable. You become a chief, not because you are 50 years, but because you were some chiefs are even 1 year old. Yeah. So that when you act like that, when it comes to you, like even if you are 1 year, you will become Agofe. If that is what Marachas, Agofe, if you were not there and your son was there, we will say it is your son who will be Agofe of Maracha. And we will all work together. And that is how. But now, I have my own place. The engineer knows the story better. When we gave this golden pot to them, they broke it. Because there are many people, everyone wants to be a chief. And what they did made us lose support from government. It made us be removed from the Designate list. It made us to be put on a waiting list. The 3 chiefs now said, no, 1 out of 4 children cannot keep us the ransom. Because the Act 2011, Traditional Council Leaders Act is clear that it is voluntary. Because now it is voluntary, 3 of us, let's go ahead. These brothers will follow us when they are ready. And it is on that basis that the 3 chiefs worked with their local governments to write recommendations, to recommend Lugbara Kari Designate. And now they resolved that with the Agofe, I'm talking about you. With the respect, they now say, our children drew a map and we want to follow this map religiously from Waivu, you take the mandate. And that's why he's now here today. And the 2 chiefs are very patiently waiting whether we are going to support him or not. If we were demanding, all of them were supposed to be here. But when we thought, we said no, we cannot bring all of them. But this now being the Olubengo Biara, you come, you risk, you come. See your children, bless them. His presence here, even if he doesn't talk, is a lot of blessings. Next. So he's now going to be, when we make him sit down, he's going to be Agofe 4 after Jason. But that other scenario, I'm going to come to it. I am reliably informed from history that in the period 1961-1962, it was Jalasiga, our grandmother's, they said the mother was a Lugbara. He was made to become our Agofe so that we can cooperate with him and support colonial government programs. And he ruled shortly, and after that, our own Marco Borwa became Agofe too. Up to 1967, when the constitution, it is called the Republican Constitution, and Obote government abolished all cultural institutions, including Lugbara Kari. I'm told our elders were wise. They said, no, let's turn into another mode. Let's not forget. So now they turned themselves into a council of elders. And when they turned themselves in a council of elders, they appointed late May Kana Dranimba. I think Dranimba was from Maracha. Yes. Am I correct? Yes. As the chairman, and he was assisted by Jason Avutia. And they operated until 1986, when NRM government came into power. And they saw his potential and picked him as the chairperson of Public Service Commission. And he left the gap. And because for us, if you're already a leader, we don't scramble. Elders just say, so and so you now. They requested just on you now fill the gap. And I'm told, I don't know whether that is a fact, that our own Palia was the vice. When
the secretary.
The secretary.
Secretary.
Yes, when he became the chairperson. Now, in 1995, we had a new constitution. I remember I became a chairperson of MASU in 1994. I had an excellent opportunity to work with members of CA, the Constitution Delegates. And after that, I worked with different MPs, because when that assembly was dissolved, we now had the new members of Parliament coming in. So now, these delegates ushered in a new constitution. And it is in this constitution that Article 246 now came in. That gave us, what the next? That gave us power. And when this constitution came into place, you know, majority of our people are in rural areas. They do not read a lot. They say that if you want to hide something good from Africa, hide it in a book. And also this constitution is also in English. So between the period 1995 to 2010, most of our people were not bothered. They did not know a lot about that constitution. But our elders were busy working. He's one of them. That you people now that this constitution has given us an opportunity, let us come back to our cultural institutional mode and operationalize this article by bringing on board Lugbara Kari. Very selected volunteers. He was one of them. Late Dikinyai was one of them. Jason himself still remained on the steering wheel. And me, I joined them later in 2014 with a directive from Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development that required certain documents, certain specific things to be done in order to be recognized to work with the government. The first of all was a constitution. I remember Lugbara Kari hired a certain CDO to write a constitution, which was promulgated in 2011. Let's go to the next. This constitution is the one that had problems in the articles he highlighted. And the time came that the ministry now wanted us to have an Agofe. Jason was already weak, and he was putting pressure, please, get an Agofe before I die. I want to see the new Agofe. And we all kept saying, Olima Gumini, we cannot get an Agofe. Now when he died, we now knew our promise to him has now been fulfilled. We now wanted to get Agofe. But this Agofe was to be now selected using that constitution. A search committee was formed, chaired by Eli Ejiku from Mayu and Ejiku Eli. This search committee put an advert. And remember, cultural institutions don't select their king by advertising. And it had education, it had age limit, it had many things. But the most important was you must be 50 years. And the search committee zeroed only on 2 people. That is the Prime Minister, Right Honorable Haji Tuku Ismail and Manasseh. I traveled that night to witness the election. I was not a voter. The delegates in Marata are equal to the delegates in Terebu, equal to the delegates in Aibu, and equal to delegates in Vora. Somebody played Manyanga and divided the delegates equal. Voting was done 4 times, and the results were 50-50. So we annulled the election. Now we came with his wisdom. We reviewed the constitution. We removed the age limits. We removed the idea of campaigns. We removed the idea anybody can stand and say you must first become OP. Before, when these 4 OPs are now selected, all of them are potentially Agofes. So they just wait for their turn. And that was the basis upon which Manasseh was made to become the first after these distortions. And unfortunately, we spoiled it. And I wanted to tell you, to prove that we really want unity, there's a committee that worked. I want you take us to. When you look at this committee, Reverend Dr. Iki, the chairperson, comes from Bra. Myself, who was the secretary and vice from Waivu. Retired Justice Kanya was from Terebu. Honorable Susan Izetia was from Waivu. We lost her recently. She was our Minister for Gender, Labor and Social Development. May her soul rest in peace. Honorable Mande Esienzu was from Vura. Dr. Alidi Agata was from Maracha. Honorable Aguta was from Maracha. Honorable John Godo was from Waivu. Honorable Jaffa Aleko is here. We made sure that at least each sub-tribe was represented by 2. And now to say that Aivu is not represented, and some people I hear them seamlessly saying, Lugbara Kari is for Alekwa. I want to dismiss it here. That is not true. The constitution that brought Manasseh without any complaint was this one, 2024. He signed it. The constitution that we are now going to use, which is now in the Ministry of Gender, a copy sent to Attorney General, is this one of 24, constructed by these people who are equitably distributed across all the sub-tribes. Next slide. This constitution was now confirmed by Langa on 28th of April 2025. This constitution was done in such a way that it was first presented, the draft was presented to the cabinet. The second presentation was made to all the chiefs, the 4 chiefs, separately, and the final was made to the Langa. So it is not Ngaka's constitution, it is not Justice Kanya's constitution, it is not Alekwa's constitution, it is not Iki's constitution, it is our constitution. And it is this constitution that now has brought our chief of Maracha, who is going to be our Agofe very soon. Next. I want to say along this journey, we have lost some heroes. These were very, very key people. His Highness Jason Avutia is the one who put his hand on my head. I did not apply for it. I did not ask for it. But when he had a report from ministry that I wrote the best policy brief, he said, Doctor, God has now brought you to come and save me so that you can take Lugbara Kari in another level. May his soul rest in peace. Honorable Dick Nyahi, you know his performance in Parliament. He was our speaker. May his soul rest in peace. Honorable John Godo, he was our Minister for Culture. Very determined person, very eloquent, very tenacious. We lost him. Honorable Stella Izati Amiji, she was our deputy speaker a few months ago.
we buried her. And lastly, we were robbed of Honorable Susan Ezekiel Andrew, our Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development. Actually, before I became Minister of International Affairs and Diaspora Issues, it was her. This mission to Congo, where I moved the motion that we cannot have the first ever Lugbara Archbishop on earth and just sit here and do nothing. Let us get a best award and take it to the Lugbara Kari. It was her that I sent to Congo to negotiate with all those chiefs, to meet with the Archbishop, and so on. May her soul rest in peace. I want all of you to pray for them so that they can go to heaven. Next, achievements. My dear brothers and sisters, amidst all these troubles, there are things that I will be proud of. The first one is that for 3 chiefs to emerge without any complaint, and when things become bad, when they learn that they have missed their vehicles, they have missed their money, that will come monthly from government, they sat in Hotel Jashem and resolve we must do something. And it is because of our decision that today we have somebody we can proudly refer to, our Agofe, to be. So this to me is an achievement. Can we, people in Naive, emulate this so that the 4 can operate as a family and will become strong institution? The second one is we in Lugbara Kari cherish every child, whether you're a thief, whether you're a prostitute, whether you're a civil servant, whether you're an MP, you are all important. I think our role as elders is supposed to, if you are going astray, we bring you and we change you, you must be a good person. We had a very bad scenario. One of our daughters disappeared. We didn't know where they were. Lugbara people were complaining in every social media. One night, Right Honorable PATI called me and said, Professor, you prepare for me a response to these WhatsApp messages. It was 6 p.m. I said, what message are you talking about? That our daughter Lina is missing. Lugbara people they are not happy. And I feel as a cultural institution we should do something. I said, now, what are you going to do in WhatsApp? That you prepare our position. I said, Right Honorable, this cannot work. I took a bus that night, convened the emergency cabinet meeting, I chaired myself. I said, I think the best we can do is have a press conference. I know it is bad. Even when my dear David said, I know some of you know him, he called me and said, Professor, this is, you are making suicide. I said, my friend, our own has gotten lost. In our culture, if a woman gets lost, there are Samson. 1, maybe a crocodile ate her in the river. 2, maybe she got burned in a bushfire. 3, if she was not married, some young men saw her beautiful, they have kidnapped her. She is now a wife somewhere. Finally, if not, something has gone somewhere. And we cannot now keep quiet. So we had that meeting, we prepared the position, and we invited all the chiefs were there. Am I lying? They were there. We said, don't talk. We prepared a position. We said, Prime Minister, you are going to read this. Prime Minister read that position. We told the government, we have a directorate, we have a ministry that caters for the safety of each citizen. Our own has gotten lost. No boy hijacked her. There is no river here that flooded and took her. There is no bushfire that broke her and she planted. The only thing she is missing, and that NDT, which ensures security of all the citizens of Uganda, must explain to us. Is she dead? Is she alive? Where is she? The following day she was found dumped in the wood.
That is what we want to do to all of us. I'm a Lugbara child, we are Lugbara child, we are together. That is what we want to do in the cultural institution. I saw a response from her son saying, thank you, Lugbara Kari. If you had not stood up, if you had not committed, because for me we committed that suicide. If you were not committed that suicide, my mother would not have been brought to court. But that role can be played better if you people, MPs, were with us. And now, that time the MPs were not united. But we now want to see a new breed of MPs who are working with cultural institutions. Yes. We are going to support you. When you are going to your constituencies, you are going to speak about Lugbara Kari and the good things it is doing. So that to me was one of the biggest achievements. And it is this decision which has now silenced people who said they were owners of Lugbara Kari. From that day, they now knew that they are not the right people driving this cultural institution. We have introduced certificate related to marriage in the policy brief. There are now more than 10 people who have now gotten. We now want to certify our marriages. I was telling Prime Minister, since I don't have a wife, the moment God gives me a wife, I also want to have that certificate. So those of you who don't have wife or husband, you be like me, let's now begin to yearn to have that certificate of marriage. Stamped and signed by His Highness, the Agofe. Then, he mentioned about us recognizing our own. Me, I see every year, there are some tribes who recommend their children, they are given medal of what. Now, I was sometimes asking, don't Lugbaras have children who have achieved something for this country? So for me, I moved the motion in our cabinet. We produced an award. We took it to, I remember Prime Minister had an expired passport. One of my students is coming there, and I was in the Stanbic there. Prime Minister was going to pay for express. He had not paid. I said, please don't. I got a call, said, send Prime Minister here. Prime Minister came at night. And he reached there, he said, when he said, the man chased everybody in line out. I'm expecting the Right Honorable Prime Minister. 11 by 3, the passport was out, and now wanted to go to Kinshasa to give this award. Now Archbishop called, you see, in Congo, the office of Archbishop is in his home. So now I have an office in Kinshasa, so what we can do, we are going to meet in a room. And he brought for us escorts from Kinshasa, from Bunia, and there's another big city, because those army officers, they were introducing themselves, guarding us. And then there, the 6 chiefs said, you people, you are very stupid. Why do you come to our place and you have not informed us? But we can forgive you, this is a religious visit. We want you to make a cultural visit. So now, one day, we are now going to have a cultural visit to the chiefs, not to the Archbishop. But this award was something that has even never taken place in Congo. For the first time, to recognize our own. And we thought that was Anglican. We also have an Archbishop in Gul Odama. I go to see him every day. Why don't we also do the same? But we also have to consult if he agrees. We also want to go and recognize him. Yes, because he's also an Archbishop, but in another faith. So that we want to recognize our children. For us, that is an achievement. Then he mentioned about different documents. For us to work with the government, you must have clear documents. We have a policy brief, we have a constitution, we have land management policy. But the beauty of it is I have been the main author of all this as part of my voluntary contribution to the development of this cultural institution. And these young people here, I want you to emulate me. Me, I'm emulating him. He made me become chairman of Makara Rural Student Union. To lead Makara Rural Student Union successful for 1 year is very difficult. But he made me do it. And like now he's an MP. I can assure you one day God will also bring me in this house. Next. we said we signed an MOU with the government through Ministry of Gender. Recently, I heard we got a call from Forum of Kings as cultural leaders that somebody in the ministry who has knowledge of ministry is working to gazette another group of people. We don't know them. But the good thing with you is we know who signed the MOU between us and the government. And we have a copy, and we are not going to recognize anybody, only that signature we have. That MOU is very, very important. It is continuous. When it expires, we renew. When it expires, we renew. That is a big hope for us. And it is that one that has now kept us calm. So we are not worried that who is going to. We have also now, through the Ministry of Gender, all these organizations are now working with us on the targeted issues: HIV/AIDS, maternal child health, teenage pregnancies, child marriages, gender-based violence, issues of illiteracy. They are supporting specific activities. Those monies are small, but we expect now better money from government through Designate. Then, for us to have all those documents submitted, accepted, recorded, received by the ministry through the Office of Permanent Secretary, for me is the biggest. If you don't have clear documents, you are no entity. Next. These are some of the things I was made to prepare. We withdrew Manasseh's portrait. Your Highness, your portrait is now there. 2 weeks ago, the Forum for Kings called me. We now want your photo, want to take it to newspaper. I think weeks have passed, I have not seen anybody lodge a complaint. That means things are going well. We have a constitution. We have our flag. We have our anthem. Good enough, I'm also the main composer. The original verses were composed by me. We have our emblem. We have a list of cabinets that ministry is proud of. We almost have 50% women, 50% men. Our cabinet is gender balanced, and it is distributed across all 4 sub-tribes. And then, we are proud of Marata District Local Government, Terego District Local Government, Bura District Local Government. They gave us the recommendation without any problem. And those are the basis upon which our government is going to proceed. Next.
No, there is a point there.
Go back.
Previous.
There, there's 7.
The last 7.
The 7 is the recommendation letters from district local government.
There's another lower one.
Okay. Now, because of the confusion we have, there is no clear chief in Ayu. The 2 councils refused to write the recommendation letter. Only that when we were now having late Susan's birthday in the council, the mayor, Ayu Division, said he has now had a meeting with the executive of Lugbara Kari. I was the one who led the team. And they have now understood he's inviting council to sit and recommend. Alonji said, I'm waiting for this letter. My council will sit and we take the recommendation. So that means now we are beginning to understand. Somebody was saying that every day people are going to be converted. And that is the process of conversion. Yeah. Next. When we got report from the chiefs, immediately the Secretary General of King's Forum wrote a letter to the President. Now we have now received somebody who has followed the right procedure to become the Agofe of Lugbara. He is the one who even gave you a cow when you were in Arua. We therefore unreservedly recommend you to expedite the process of gazetting Lugbara Kari. To me, that is an achievement. We didn't come to beg for it. The moment they saw that we have now received the report that the chief said, let the thing move from Waibu to Marata, they did that recommendation. There are many activities going on in West Nile. Those thematic areas are enumerated. Their funding comes through Ministry of Gender. While we are not gazetted, the Ministry of Gender knows the end point to support other cultural institutions in West Nile is Lugbara Kari. we have been training all the other cultural institutions in West Nile. To the extent that during the time His Excellency was during campaign, it was us who hosted all the cultural institutions. In fact, I was the one who presented the views of the cultural institutions to him. And we made a 10-point program. One of them is our land in Gilgit, is the BF. That war, we now bring it to you. Let us get our thing back. I read it in his presence. But to me, he said, this Professor Chambo knows the difference between culture and politics. He has presented ideas that I want to study and invite them back. It was set out, we implement them, we design strategies to implement them. That is a huge task. The copy of those 10-point program of the memorandum, I've shared it with Wilfred. I will also share now the ALITI Tom. So that those are things. There are issues we picked there. We said, Your Excellency, we need a lead car. Restore our lead cars. What did we mean? We don't have a cabinet minister. He laughed, by the way. He smiled. The following day, they announced Angelo is the director of DPP. Yes, I think those were some of the things that we are beginning to work. So we now think those are some of the things we are going to pursue. So for us, on training other cultural institutions on these thematic areas is a big achievement, because we are the best cultural institution when it comes to accountability. Our brothers in Alur, when the accountability was asked, they said, when the money comes in the hand of the king, no one asks for accountability. They said, no, okay, that is fine. Now we are going to give our money to Lugbara Kari, because for them, they account. So I thought that was very important. Hey, so, next. We have been having community dialogues on all these issues. And finally, a few days ago, in his compound and Lugbara headquarters, in Tola Kawempe, I used the powers Prime Minister bestowed upon me and directed him, create now a platform for everybody. I can assure you I'm very happy for that platform. I want to share you something that should justify our being here. Honorable Onjima asked the question, is Lugbara Kari used as the name of the institution, or it is the people of Lugbara? He was an MP here for many years, no sir. A woman, I think he comes from Maracha, Kololo area. Her name is Florence. She said, ever since I was born, I have never heard of Lugbara Kari, but this platform now is a golden opportunity. You explain to me what Lugbara Kari is, what it does. Me, I want to support. Yesterday at night, another woman wrote, I'm tired of this talking on WhatsApp. When are you going to invite us to meet physically? Time is against us. I'm just speaking you small reactions. Now we have found our identity. That was the missing link. It is a platform for all of us.
The big question was also, when is the gazettement?
No, I now tactfully say, let him document. We are going to now release answers week by week. we don't, all those questions are too many. We want to, I'm actually going to create a channel. And in that channel, we put it in YouTube. This week, we can answer 10. It remains there permanently. So you can click on it. Then next week, we release another 10. So for you, keep extracting those questions. I'm very happy with it. Next. And Tom, thank you very much for, you are very active there. The hottest discussion is about Yakan. People want us to bring it back. Others are saying it is dangerous. and I was talking to Commissioner. Commissioner said he wanted to see where they make in Nakina. He comes to Africa says it is William. He goes to William. He said, no, it is Africa. They moved around. I shared the same story with the former Prime Minister, later on. Aruna told me, they said, they wanted to trace where this Inakina is made. They never found it. And remember, those of us who were on Bachi, they said that one day, later Mabwa called all the regions, said that the government has brought huge money. If you have Inakina, bring it, they are going to give you money. Now people gathered. When people gathered, they said, now, bring your money here, bring. No one stood there. Another one said, Otavia, Musa, Asatibo, Musa, Munasa, Kumiji, I thought when people Otavia, they're going to bring the Nakina. So it is very difficult. I don't know whether this Yakani thing will work. But for us academics, it is very good. I'm interested there. And also, Designate said he has instructed when he dies, we are going to dance. And I'm going to be one of those who will dance. Yes.
I brought the drums.
Yes. And I'm going to dance. And Designate also, they meet every year in December. Both of you are here now. You look with me. I want to be there and be part of that thing. Then we have challenges. I don't think our challenges is money. Money is the function of the mind. Our main challenge is these unnecessary wrangles amongst our members. Everybody wants to be a chief. Everybody wants to be a Agofe. And that wrangle has now made us to be removed from the list where we were supposed to make it. However small is it, is going to be sustainable. We will be using it to support our people in all the four sub-tribes. For me, this is a very big challenge. The other one is our limited understanding and myopic mindset of the cultural institution's role in bringing about peace, harmony, unity, and development. For me, lack of money is now secondary. Because if we don't put our minds together, we will anyway not get that money. And this continuous loss of institutional memory, our people are now dying. Those of us, me and the Professor Andama, this is a challenge. Can we work together to maybe begin to identify these people? We go and interact with them. We record them. We take notes from them. And the good news is today, Dr. Thomas, you see in that platform, Magira was saying, 2 Lugbara professors, female professors visited her yesterday. And they said they want to write a book now about Lugbara. Then I said, Magira, you forgot to tell them that I'm one of those who are starting and I want to be. He said, no, we agreed that from him, they are going to visit me. And one of them is based in UK. So now for me, that is a very good opportunity. I'm waiting for them. I work closely with Magira. We want those professors. We will even, these are people we should even award. A female professor, the one we have here, associate professor Ikoro and so on. But there's a full professor, Orobia in MOOCs. So we need to bring these people also on board. When it comes to documentation, it is us together with them who will. But me, I have capacity to reach them, and then we shall do that. Is there anything left? Next. Our strategies are continuous sensitization of the Lugbara community. We want to expedite
funding on the previous slide. Funding on the previous slide.
Yes, the last one was loss of institutional memory. I think those points are. Okay. So we think we have always tried to sensitize people, and we are now bringing UMPs on board for us to work together as we go into your constituencies, talk about programs for Lugbara Kari, and encourage people to support Lugbara Kari. I want to share with you an experience. The National Union of Disabled Persons sent me as a chief guest in their annual event officiated in Hoima. So I deliberately went there one day earlier. I called one Lugbara I knew. I reached there at 3 p.m. They had gathered. One of the Lugbaras has a shop for drinking. Can you imagine? We sat there from 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. And at midnight I called him. They talked to him. The joy was too much. So I think if we go to people, they will understand. Then we believe our role as academia in doing research, documenting some of these experiences, traditions, beliefs, values, norms is very, very key. And we need to use the lenses of the citizens, the ordinary Lugbaras, so that we can keep this in soft copy, in hard copy, and they can rest in libraries. Next. Finally, our prayer as a cultural institution, Lugbara Kari to you is one. Yesterday, we got a call from King's Forum that there are now 5 institutions that are going to be gazetted, and you are among them. We now want a letter from the Prime Minister. That letter must state who is the paramount chief, because their ears have heard that people are fighting. Let the Prime Minister confirm who is the paramount chief. When was he elected? Where? And what is the evidence?
By who?
Yes. Where is the evidence? Unfortunately, we had misplaced the hard copy. The flash you used to use, virus ate it. But good enough, I remember when the chief sat, I was the one who took minutes and typed them. Yesterday at night when we went, we found the soft copy. As we talk now, I can confirm you have delivered that letter. And the deadline was today.
You delivered that letter to the secretary?
Yes.
At her offices?
Yes.
At exactly 1:45 p.m.
Yes.
Before coming.
That means, my dear brothers here, we have tried with our little power, little knowledge. What now remains is political. You could now work among yourselves. Either write a joint letter requiring, can you expedite the process of authority? You can now pay a visit to the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development. We want to see how far is our gazettement. The second prayer is, I said I was the person who presented the 10 points of cultural institution in West Nile to his Excellency. He promised that he will invite us to the State House. But we will be going with the King of Alu. But we still think, you know, you cannot disturb kings anyhow. For us, before we go to the king, to remind him we need to go to the State House, he will do that work for us. If there is a way you can get something to remind him that we, our people, had a pledge from you to come to you to discuss strategies of implementing the 10 points for West Nile. And one of them was, I had said, we want a palace for Agofe and 4 other chiefs. Because our rotational Agofeship means we want a palace in Naib, a palace in Maracha, a palace in Tereku, and a palace in Ubura. And he had also promised to build houses and offices for all chiefs in Alu. I also reminded him, that says you are going to do to our brothers, you should do to us. So that we are at par. So now you can share, we can remind him, and we make that visit. We want you to join hands with us to reacquire our land in Gilgili. It is in that 10-point program. Because that is supposed to be our headquarters.
A BFA.
Yes, it is a BFA. The ones of Baganda were given. So we also want ours back. Next. Next. You know, the mindset of our people is no longer admired. Go to villages. In my trading center at Dirko here, people have tied something with the rope, and then they are just now dangling there. Yes. How are we going to develop? So as a cultural institution, I think we can do so much, but together with you people, let's change the mindset. mindset of our people to become development oriented. It is now our collective responsibility. We are going to support you, you also support us. We also suggest a convenient date. We were saying we cannot wait for government to come and swear in Agofe. For us, I had a cabinet meeting, I formed a committee, they have discussed, they even proposed the dates, and they have drawn a small budget, but I told them, now I want to meet my brothers and sisters here, they must be part of it. Give us a convenient date for us to swear in. But tied to that, I have requested the Prime Minister that we should have a full Langa and cabinet sitting where all of you should join us. We go and brainstorm on this together in Arua. So that we can set the date. Now that committee's work, budget, we can now form a committee in Kampala here. Brigadier, you can take note of that. Today we have brought you on board. We now begin to mobilize us here in diaspora within Uganda. But also now, I have appointed Dr. Samuel Zonia, who is a lecturer in the University of Pretoria, to coordinate with all the other Lugbaras across the globe. So we are going to have an online meeting, and that is going to be something so that when we have our swearing in, it is going to be running on YouTube. Now Lugbara children are here. It is going to be running live on YouTube, on Facebook, whatever media you are going to use, so that the globe must know we now have a king. And finally, it is worse with my people of Hawaii. The city now came, both good and bad. ANGELO, you are my MP. The land from Odramchaku up to Lugbara Kari I had is finished. And I will not be surprised one day when I reach Michu, they have also sold my house. By our Lugbara tradition, we are not supposed to sell land. And there are circumstances, if you look at our policy brief under which you can sell a land and it must be permitted by elders. We want your support. How can we? How can we? The issue of protection of our land. We have a guidelines, but they may not be able to follow. I remember Honorable Engineer Tiyo, when our people in Naivo are divided about the city and the district. Your Highness, it is in this view our identity as Naivo is now lost. And there are some people who genuinely feel we needed a small district so that we can have our identity, and the city belongs to all of us. I have been telling those boys that question could be raised better by cultural leaders. Recently, in such a visit we are planning, but they refuse to listen to me. But now for me, the city has come. How can I oppose my government program? I have to impress it. So the issue of land is very critical. We can have a dialogue with you people and say, how can we protect our land? How can we regain the identity of Ive, one of the sub-tribes? Yes. The city is honestly big.
The land.
There are some districts which are just 1 or 2 sub-counties, but we are 7. Imagine the one division. Is that fair? Did we get the raw deal? So these are some of the issues. For me, I think His Excellency can listen to cultural leaders when we talk in a very calm way, not force. Yes. So these are some of the issues now we are bringing to your attention. I'm being labeled as somebody who is opposing city neighbor, and I always say, as an academic, I talk both the bad and good. So you cannot tell me only to talk about the good of the city. May I tell you the disadvantage? I tell you the advantage, you make your decision. I'm not campaigning against the city. I also need it. Ladies and gentlemen, and brothers and sisters, the small thing I wanted to present to you, I now want to stop it here. Our report, Saru, Madi, Bokade Fair, I'm a speaker of Dion Matioda, Mavile, Agu, Amade Karandra,
We are now on number 9. Specifically, there was space given to the MPs to make their comments. If you look at number 9, and then all of us will do under number 10, reactions and the way forward. So I will now kindly request the two MPs to make their comments on the presentations on number 9, item number 9, including what Professor just raised. The dates there are very key. Yeah. So we will set our MPs first, and then all of us will do under reactions with the way forward. Because after those two key areas, the vote of thanks can take just 3-4 minutes, and then we close. Yeah. You're welcome. Yes, Honorable HON.ENG.TIYO.
Agofe Lugbara Kari
Amen.
Bakata ya bazi ma owi MPs na sele alo muzo yesu ba tini mo le na matale na owi mai te ba yo dio ku ado so ati ma ti ache ne ko esa ko ri du tsere ko ma bazi alo Lugbara Kari ma le di tini true action ma e bi interactive bi woro rara maybe interactive opi Angelo dera ama bi furu ko chira ma yo chira nja maybe owo bio yo ya ka mo very very kisra ama opi Angelo be chira kadina bo di ban di museum ani man se mo bazo re ka ko museum ro do kan ya ka ko museum ro ko chira pero man yo ase wa ko to ne ma mu uzi ikiwa maneno muzi ikele afazima wala bileta hapo iyo ale message dunga were oburaze ngozo especially iyo amovo ibuze edozu ile alfu mudinya lose afi leyo ayi wuro mazako ana chairman elders association KAMPALA base mo ngori mundi na usila mundi na lose yo de no din chairman mo cho PEDC opi azifu ki chairman fo ke ado ofisa ki do go control kan kusuli ko kino konya on le ka chairman mama baka ti o itra mama onya na azaza ni gbe ati do ati onya yumu wa ko open the little amount of water that I say, I'm a Zabera. Tedilla from the say, but I work the process as I will chief from constitution season. I am a focal, apparently materially, my facilitated process. I want my constitution, therefore, and more on the same, 11 for the America di constitution de ndiye mwamaza ko iyo mapoko nazo siki mangane malene ayo ado mwana riketi eti but we no constitution de approve constitution made of the market dika iyo amane de ngebe gameteni opinion ade gameteni no ade honore afare tabaro le te so piro moto kabani mu yoba fi opinion da leta ima monzogi joba ni yoba mu si opinion da leta ba mo si ni sende ba ni yoba mu fe million to ida sende na leta me fi evil si ma asizo ele al furi kabi ni suse ba mu dina ruse Professor Willing aka for ngaba ko sorry. Professor Willing aka le mu division na ya iwo le wo azin city na ya wo eni mi le si ba la ku ko se i o le ori se ba ta ba mo ori se on vema amu alimada ke meeting ya ache meeting la mo dimai ayo di meeting de malia ba mo venga be bi yo pino di woro meeting ya ro malia ba ma ti di ba di pie ke na ba ba ti di chabo ba me su do pe azi ni sele aro ba de ma ti ko ti azi kila le iri o pi de me ose ai ko ti la la ale ti ni mo ki ko ti la we do ti mo se do mo ki ko ti la we do ba me no di ga ti odi Agofe de amadu ni de amadu na e go ko de amon ve kira kina amani imu amadu ya ko di ma lawyer yo ki ni azini ma family re ime mu amadu ya ko atade ma meeting na be zo da re di mu ko amenze de amara mbazazi alore ki anu di amani engineer tio if the politics ya mo mi nze di ni yo mbaza de mariata e yo mini le obi ya de ki mungu na venera mini vile cho era de ki ya vile wo mi nze di ni yo ko de malia after the community politics is up it also did December 11 for the community success me nze di na de malia woro man de na Lugbara Kari ane ale lo Lugbara Kari ro ma di just kind of dama period ma ho titama ne to fe mini ma ro le fe ra ini ama kala fe ki ba mudu nire te ama ba mudu ya ba ki nire ama bi ne si bazabe ba mudu da imalia azuni ki bi mo ba ro ono do doctor ko mera azini mavaka ki mwani yani nikibina sisile mavani aso yorra jamani garsa ne yimoro amambazi kilo minazo kene Lugbara MP0 Parliamentary mudu na ro mi mali ari ke mudu ne bike na ezikili litera yo pesa ini yo itoki muri amane le kore azan soki le di amatizura Yoma de sele. Andira bakata yo Lugbara Kari sofa pali de ne ba. Liban cho Lugbara Kari no tizuru ke karakara. Ba ki amagora le tinya ki ba ki amago ni ki di. Amecho ta yo lo ya lo malia send ba ma ze battery pa lo se de ke send ba Lugbara Kari. Yo di ku woro le tipo di ko support. Iri ale ìdúná ọ̀rẹ́ fọ́ọ̀fẹ́ agbàtàrà ńlá lọ́gọ̀ ni wọn ọ̀la ìbí ní jísú ẹ̀sẹ̀ báàsí ọkẹ́ ńlá ọ̀dọ́ anílùgbàrà máa fani kó ọ̀dọ́ ìrẹ̀ alúrù máa fani àmọ́ àbátàbá ńlá rẹ̀ jẹ̀rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ èmú ńlá ọ̀dọ́ ìdílé ọ̀sẹ̀ ìfúnná lẹ́tìrì sí èmú ìdí ọ̀dọ́ ìdílé rẹ̀ mọ́ndẹ̀ tẹ̀sùlù alúgbàrà máa afandra timo di fane agbatara di nyango te kade ambiyo de na sele yara so di para ale di yo no le fo yo te mane no bon netse ta te de le su maison be dere no le il die sura abone ale emble male nyale ke fa features da ke adokiare apeta ni mo ni ko ya ama iyo ki yaro Lugbara mango de ba ki di district Somalia ba ki di recruitment ya ba ki di kanisa ba ki di tozaria ali di woro Lugbara Kari ni ayo se Lugbara Kari kata pa so pini ma pa dira iyo azimi na ike fora ike ibu ike tara bo ke mara chapiri ke iyo ku kadra yese ma lo me kata se akata mbazali njita fe Lugbara Kari kapa sora baka yo mini mbazale ki bisimi mvatu bindrani mi to lu boku ni a mbazale ki ma ba na ala do se mbada ya ala do ne ka ata mi reti de presse ni mo bri odu ni mo mi ogundo le tanga ma affecté bazani valio la sipiada ama mayor zeli Paramount Chief Land Cultural Foundation is a registered engineer doctor Odongo ama iyo ni na Odo samata de bana Eliandra Simo de Bikin or any phone de Modilla. Mamma politics, I will be here. Ever out the Mambo could ever give me to well let it. Elias say, I'm not a studio de Himalaya. Yamana Messuio de Malaya, Nana Mazacoco, Lebana, and Kibando Petit Turia, a little being Monica, and Petit Turia. Iyo tema na nzo ibi by me sell our business ya azia wale district ya na bakia group se kala kwanza kia aisi mara kwanza kia aisi ai kwanza kia aisi mara kia aisi sai sikuna Lugbara Ejo mini na IGG atoto ade anyado it's up introduction it's up dismissal of you the two war the kid of clip is in the Malia Amanda try you Hotel Pacific ya Uji avuga da Malia Madola Amare avurati Tereboti Maratati Ayuti Shakwati, Maditi, Chief Angelo no Kumu Amin Sudan. Okwa zimu yo afa agama hore, Augusto Agai. Aga kinamane awadi 4. Inyo saki nyo sosa dile. Baze katale mu tere gumve nyadia. Irisu aivuti maratati. Murati iresi koja. Angoze katale mu maratane nya. Irimu so aivuti ati tere goti. Il est supposé. Ati afaro. Afara fianda mano ko. Anando na mezo jiku karo. Azina vipi karo. Malo na kata se. Iyo amana gazo ni ntirare. Ani commissioner honorable Dr. Toma on na le ngona to mer mo la. Le klema di wenya. Le tabamanti. Platform da mali abata amedo do nti ndo wo abafa to kudia kaze on biko anda bodu on isi kera on biko ali sele niko amikelo de ame bebo mo ko li skin le jidika oluba ni pe mozo swelli ni yezo da ubi da ka tesu yo ko na sele ko ni le mali ama ro kapita mwinde elita mposa sa no perfect Asizon, alors il faut faire le Lugbara et on va vous dire et verticalement, unanimously, Agofe, Johnson, I think that was a great honor. Yes. I'll tell you meeting as a year confidential. Non du na buru kali du nazi ase ile akuru kali du nazi kali du susi aba ma MC Romeme except that first no aba ya ala ya ni na aba 4 amanga bi chi ni dika amanga zingara aba 4 sa
Agofe azimi woro ondragisi awadi fo ale fo ko simungode ando amana matazo dasi awadi fo bini Agofe amabu nebu ando ifu amabe apala de arsi tamali oborle ama MP Lugbara ki mo bi mi te MP azia de ke feki mo olukora ni ya ruwa dale MP Ohurui honorable Jennifer Buarui honorable Paparo Liliane honorable Nzima Fiona honorable Babanga Wilfred, as in Honorable Rose Odiga. Asia, the Peku, Marvel, the Arab, looking at Mama Troyera, you are to do a quarterly, you can't be Muria, as if you copy to under the sea, as you and they more kids was out. The Lebaro, Amadia, one of the two of the sea, one guy who would come money ready at tomorrow. Mangabin meeting as a or two Lugbara Maria, and I only say any water. The other minute, Martin, over other looking my vast Mavu Lugbara Kari, and with the tissue of vast, your dress. I'm having in the past with the cure water. You're the Tabla Manitary. I'm going to go to Lugbara Moyo, the Merita. Back in Amadi, Ama Suru, I'm born then Western Area. Akadi Tichiku, Suru was repeating a child teaching one. Ani and who was there, I'm born in Mangarse, a Kakita Muyo, Yota, Professor Willie, Amavu, Doctor Nikini or the kid, Amatiyo Kiwara. Man, let's say, you're the top of WhatsApp group bands in Maria, a Chinese clinic, you're the artisan Pariwara. Can they or the buy good clan in Maracha, clan Aifu, clan Terego, clan in Fora? Look at us, it's Bataka, a Kikomoka. I think I Langoni, if you see your Maria. Because the chocolate in Furaniku, okay, originally maybe. Talking about Terego, but it is settled. And it's taking Lugbara Kari, Patak. Almost half. And it's Lugbara Kari, Madia, Patak. Lugbara Kari, okay, Lugbara Gavin. Can't get it. So, Akadio Lugbara clans in Maracha. Bachota Yokini plus other Lugbara clans in Bachota Yoko. I don't know.
That is for constitutional.
Yeah?
Constitutional, that is catered for.
Diaspora.
Not even diaspora. Agu, you call for a village.
Like, no, I think he more like you. I think he more like you.
I think he and told you.
No, those are all Lugbara.
When the definition was made there, look from clans in Maracha.
No, this was for gazettement purposes. Yes.
Okay.
Because even for us, we wanted those 6 chiefs in Congo. They asked.
Okay.
Bazi there, one day if you are going for us to come from Congo, we
Congo.
Yes. Because now there is a political boundary. But this was in Uganda, they are one of us.
Okay, Man Larry, they made it very clear that the clans, the diaspora, they are part of it.
It is provided.
I was mentioning Vora, Tenego, Aifu, Maracha. Diaspora man.
Diaspora is there.
I don't know whether it was there.
It is there. This was not the constitution.
No money even in the presentation.
No presentation may not be there, but in constitution it is there.
Okay. Yeah, for man lady, man clear and defined. Because they are Lugbara Road, they are Marane Patak. Yeah. Manigarsu, you swearing it. At that day, my episode, my Ale, Amy, Tade, Lugbara Kari, executive. Amy Pemino Budai. I'm a duty to oblige. Opinions to carry the Agofe. Whether there will be a parliamentary session that day, it's not obligatory. Honorable Tio. I'm a parliamentary session that could have. Okay. Yes. Can he let Mama inform Mama Ali? Like 2 weeks. 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay. Entirely. Of light. Amangamani, you're that tiller. As in you are studying, Amangabini, Ama MPs will really, Amanga meeting as there. Amanga meeting as there. Your taban is that the key word says about the penny. Amavininga, Amavu, Lugbara, Parliamentary, Forum, and for caucus. Amavini, Informu, Amalenia. chairman Yalo. Aya, chairman that even you are Mariki represented in Afa in the Lugbara Kari. So amanga amape ama le ale bad Mariki worochika. At least Mariki amadi election da yo. I am a man, I'm a sudo gadia. This is in the next 2 weeks after money. Amanga Bazi, they are like a spokesperson for the Lugbara Kari Parliamentary in the 12th Parliament. Yeah. Your press conference is being on the key Amatira. Mangar say, you're the Badiam and very on that. I say, I live in our forfeit teacher. Congo here and one decade. My been as a South Sudan yet, and the man yes, yes. As only Amodu and Samongo Lubaratis, Kanisa, Abala, Rumbamudi, especially a road diocese. But choir care can career really. Choir under Elias and others, choir Azil in that Congo. Azil and the Bongo Lubaratis. Choir Iri in Gaki Yambio. Choir Iri in Gaki Hoima. Choir Zanga and Iri Alwan in Gamos India. Choir Nan in Gaki Lugasia. Choir can Tawan in Gaki and Kampala. Choir Zalo in Gada Kakira, Lugasia, upon Jinza. So, the kids, so Ama, by the way, Afa Manidwa, Saturday, I owe me upon the Beatite, Lugbara Kari, War Kilkins, Ama size. So, Mandar say, Padre at Yodela, Munga, Yodela, even Mungu. Apazi, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Honorable Tio, I think I'm mature arrangement here. I'm a appointment as a make with the general minister, gender labor. I think it's General Mukunde. Amaga arrangements make it. We can add maybe to make an appointment. And specifically, I'm Lugbara Kari no follow up and discuss it. So that amanga Honorable Kiobe, Amagia Zapia, yeah. So you as the man there on Boba Mama Zenda Maria talk about the issue of mindset change, attitude, and to Sanjo deck. When the child there catastrophic, won't it? It's now at an alarming rate. Let you and your deadly Mama Fianino or Paul. Otherwise, you are Mafun guys. As in even your Lugbara Timbazo school worry to say primary at Nasarias. Let you that Mama do not quarrel because you at least you withdraw it as a your Lugbara didn't go to kill it. Yeah, so you are the arty man guards in your money of a presentation type of the arcade. Madela, Amango to be Mabini, yo, the Mazike, Amagi Pinera. The other yo, Mini, Amante, your kins area, the Anti Piangoni, MPs, Amabu, the K at Tio de Avas. Okay. Tia Avas. And the Villa Babu Bara, Ava Kampala, what Zinza, Zonia, what the Tio de Avas. So Mama Mudile, Amanga Tira, your Diasi, the Designate, Mabu, at least. The next 2 months, I don't know. Correct. I'm having a forum as a cabinet Sura, you on Jesuba and Bobe, especially His Excellency the President. I'm having a guy on the key band. Forum has got colors and manility, I'm having your band. I could so our 4 minutes, our 4 Mungude, our 4 meetings, I would say. Sorry, Sadi, Titadi, there were on the Mangas next time. Savlers among I want to kill you. Our 4 minutes, our 4.
Say, I could tell you to say along. You are never know. I am for the Sika, but for the gazette in Nora. I'm the Delaco. I need the Alaco.
Mani Garci statement from the clear man of politics because someone all of us we went to
Lugbara Kari, briefly, Eastern Clark, Speaker, and subscribe.
Okay. Our guest or guest
Yeah. But the Designate will not wait for that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Step among Tanzania, they are not put in a condition to get.
Okay. Okay.
Because it is welcome, we will add it into our file.
Yes, Martina Bangutria, it was a Kadia Archie, members of Parliamentary, comment about the pony, Amatege years when you are saying, get a Katia crosser, so that I might give you towards closure. Yes.
For minimum, did you see? The total amount of Moscow career. Yet, I'm never there. Low. Usual. You're looking at. But what I got is formally to the Western Foundation.
Okay.
To invite them formally and also to have a representation from that setup. If he's your ALIA, if any Bacalera Yaku, my member of Western Foundation, the memo the money in my own accord as somebody who understands and appreciates what is going on.
Okay.
The Megatabaka Yazarenda, Fomalera, Retamaza Cora, if any Brania, Amadu MP, the name of the black, or to the Western Foundation, to start a job, Giritas, Lezo, Lugbara Kari Maza, one day, so back invitation right of the
Okay. But the
President Western Foundation.
President
Kalebala Kai.
Okay.
Teacher, when can I deliver that? I will work at the gym person.
Yes.
We are not made
my contact fair.
we have not met for over 20 years. I will work at the gym. I will work at the
That's a good proposal.
You tell me why.
I'm out on the Dura. That's a good proposal.
Yeah.
I about Roman in the Honorable Justice Yora, Commissioner Amando Yora. I'm at the as we move to the close.
Members, as you know, you are the married but mental error is most a convert. I can see my daughter who is convinced.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure I know about it. I was not very clear about it. Tema will be the traditional leaders started lab. Mama for the lab. Then I'm going to Muslim, a doctor, a professor.
Yes.
Then we saw, I think I was I am for this Friday. Yeah. After it checked here, what is this? Make up of this channel. You know, because for the voluntary, it only move to the breadth of the whole of the Lugbara area. So my family did it. The Tabushi effort more.
Yes.
Do publicity. Of backing up the car. That was a running permanent statue that was then money on the one. In the top of what I mean, you know, Lugbara Kari is a forum. I was always for unity. Maybe, I will get many of the government and you will find that it could be a vehicle for development. That more can you organize it? You may find we get some project. Then we was also Masaro, executive come out here provision as he and the I ring the key. I can change what are we going to do with them. No square my we consume them. Man, about the constitution. Constitution already presently, La Rivaki is separate tribe. They are not Lugbara. You know, the Kaki effort I do to us, do you accept it? Because the constitution says a river is a separate tribe.
Justice committee, you remember of that committee, they sit and then verbally, and that's what we said when they come, they will be welcome. That will necessitate amending an article.
Unless you amend the constitution. Anyway, I don't know, I already an entrenched clause in what name because we require a certain majority or something like that. I don't know, but I want to point out what are the Lugbara.
Constitution.
Yeah, constitution they are not Lugbara. Iri, like it, there's a kingdom of Iki, there's a fire Kavan. Kenya Kavan. So the key relationship is good. I mean, we do have Commonwealth. We must also work a mechanism. But the key management. Yeah, in case if we have to Congolese Lugbara to be part of this or South Sudan, we should also develop a policy mechanism and key management. So these are the two things I thought we should really be thinking about. Maybe the end there of us congratulating the Agofe on his successful appointment. Amadi Luafate, Gazette printed, zero notification. Then my dear our default fed for the temporary executive. As you can see that Professor Kinga is very good. Come out of forfeit, government may appoint the secretary cannot practice this quarantine. So my forfeit by the activity to work for the cause of local authorities. Otherwise, Iguma is being solidly behind this.
Member of Parliament, and they are not in 1910. I would have thought that's what I see. I didn't get that way. You're not just to see what I'm not going to look at it. So, what's the money coming up for RP? If the man might be a person to suffer for 37 years, but it's hard on the person. Not really. But I like how I can do Lugbara Kari de la Sopa, and I don't know la Sopa. As many, my Ghana are really good. And I see one of the new decisions for agriculture and other things. This is the plan in the level about everything. I am not also as Kiragaro to there are some factual errors. I think we can see that in this. especially the people in the dates, some are not correct. So I've got the facts, we are going to sit down to present them, to correct them, especially with the Maheda. So they are documented properly. They document the club are hitting my party. We are the government and the general. Lugbara Kari, the Papa is part by the sea. The other I will do that all and that. We do Kumba, I will do the obvious. By the sea, and the rest of the Italian people, the Taps over there. But I have a matter of the Bow, yes. Okay. One of the Jora professor, the Taba is going
we celebrated that twice. One in Jersey and one in Otamtako. Hosted 4 chiefs from it is already started.
That's why I'm saying, man is also a fact that doesn't have a modern justice. As a man in God, Lugbara Kari telling them what Padek Oyako. Upon research also, publications, digital academic institutions. Lugbara Madule, and my university, probably university, Mandra Castle, the Kamar one of the things another buyer by the institute of leadership and governance.
Yes.
And one of the main aims the local government capacity building, we will do cultural institutions in the West Nile region. So that Lugbara Kari was in my universities, especially in the research and academic part. I think we are university involved with teaching.
Yeah, fortunately, I represent the Lugbara Kari in the strategic planning committee of that institute.
Yes.
So we are in the
so the mother team.
Okay.
And I think that they go the academicians. Yeah, for them they are about getting their grants, talking about Makuru and that. As is on area documentation.
Yes, documentation.
Documentation, the Taba very particular about documentation. As the Ringamu around but the Onsi, the Arab information. But the Omoke, the Ringamu, Lugbara Kari of the design. So the documentation, what I am looking at, I am very. I'm not saying that
they're in the country.
They're in the country.
I'm waiting to meet them.
Yeah.
But they stay
abroad.
They stay in UK. But currently,
That's right.
Lastly, my third reason why Lugbara Kari, Lugbara Kari, somebody look at the couple of the Mongols, colonial government in the Kendra, Uganda, protected from here, Buganda models. Because we see the kingdom that was immature in management. What do you know Buganda, Toro, and Kolazila, Osoka, halfway. So, by the game, we do, Pakido look at it, you look into afar, we pick up across the country. Actually, Alango, Taraboja, West Nile, Muki, Sister, I was Murari, a bit Mukari, a little bit. So, West Nile, Buketi, Kibesi, Ala Sulkin, Buketi, a Sulkin, drop pipes. tribes. In Western groups. Then in Kigezi. So, but I'm going to Western area. They try to ignore it. So, I'm going to Agofe in 1922. When you are Lugbara Kari, they found the end of Angazi. You go to the characters of the I'm going to be they drop. You take it on my Lugbara, put on my Agofe. That's why they remain the Agofe. Agofe will be combined with Alulu and then Lugbara. He said that I was in that. As you are, he's going to area. Mariko Boroa, 1962, up to 67, Bani with the Kaore, Bani will pick up Abolis Syria, the other executive chief, Agofe Lubaran. So, La Reba or the fight of the Majority. As you are Regalia, Madame Baradu is Litchi. Open Mariko Boroa and the issue Regalia. So, Mataila. Enter in the cabinet of the Bani. Aparaki, here and that. Also, they are there in the constitution. We are going to now look for them. They are there. Mama Buko ya masina. Kusuro madu ibuka. They are extensively about the Lugbara Kari. I think you know so. Lugbara Kari is a proper. Yes. We know the sound. I mean that. Is that not the sound? There are errors. Okay. And the facts that I don't know what we should do. Ready. Almost ready. I don't know what to say. I go very resources. No. Man really read it is an academic book. Difficult to Doctor, I'm at Speedy. No, speaking might confuse my mind.
I am looking our point at the ball and the clever one. It's a little justice. Yeah, what the bomb? I never professor or degree. Mateli, I'm a set of Waluga. There was Zura, there was Bubuza, the tour. There was never forgive after the after the two. And they was in so that I'm there. See, and I was for Patari. See, Anira, the money there, Minky Mahalia, and you resort why you your money that the mobile one is a row, maybe as a command. Sorry, Mata Gira or those abandoned the basement should be at a very strong base reason. Manapadi Bazor, Remuta, Sazi Maria, Omi Tamana, you, Mibania, you, Mini Bezo, you, Lorenzo, the Sazi Maria Baka, you, I have constitution of Kiba, Naruna, Mata here, or Antico Baba, constitution Arari, Bani, or the third Lerigezo, Theatre Nara and Simarata. Odu ini muzo kan tergua ini buat reaksi kemudian because I'm afraid about the constitution so kita berarti Kenya omba umuri after every 5 years they go for the election so mental in here that specific day aleri election odu da medo account odu ani reinstall zori ba kerero eso wa medo account odu da yeah. So you tamani then iri asizoridi ani raba batalia rayo or devolution time by nature will all go rayo batra elisi risiani we may but now matadia ira wana bonta babo rayo or devolution jodi maaba ne remba where we can be involved in some people
because university malia senira professor ngaka zeta dia divu makare university yo muka ezorera school azimana azo di malia leadership malia ma I had to go down because basically they keep on changing constitution but need to be on board for I can be president in the Lugbara Kari. At some point I find a way of bringing a bigger in because he's a close person to me. So they tend to temper with the constitution. So mata ila involvement there for your ability to the community. That's the Miangiri. Yo member of the Tangamore for
Points noted. Professor Edward.
Android Famboro. That's the fundamental of the actual Lord for Fezo. In Piamadri, in the Pima, actually, my issue, and Ramane Muzu, the food of the Yash. That would be really Mudini Ridia, your daughter, as well as the Rakiko, a child of the Jeremy Benga Beach and Borgo. He, Vicky, they are very exemplary, my mission, I cost engineer Tiomi. Give me DR.ALITI. I say I family leadership. I need more Iri. As man in Jeremy, you will be Lewanikira. You will cover my Lugbara Kari. Can you keep your mama? My dear on there, you might share with them. I get there at chances. I'm at the now. Don't do silly, Kambamba. Arama Katanga teach it to a look. MPP on my peer. I'm having Lugbara Kari Katangri Bob. Your Kakabanta, I'm a Chanishu, I'm about to Chanishu. Tikanga or kind of the money not here in Lugbara currently that particular area. I'm a MP cabinet in New York. I was another very checks are completely. Yes. One of the reasons is that I'm a voice very well. A voice that I angry, Lugbara Kari. Matanga, you're the Bavula, Mundu de Amatina, Yosia. Batanga, Hello, have you like it back? A man didn't repeat ALIA, that cabinet era, so I need one kilometer in no pop, I'm no copy of my back on the journey. I said, I'm wondering the area. I'm taking car, child, there, even Grand Avial. It's on the bus, Paradin. Then he was the manager as jury. The day all the Shita Tangos or Zuri. Money, look at national statistics, particularly in all development areas, education, and many other areas. I'm very, very low. Others are next to Karamoja. The latest figures. Not below. You are the key. You are the key. Amani Chandifa. Susa, Amanda, the school where she. Amanda Galaro. Like Amanda on Bacheri. Apakena Maka, Balekena Muko. On Bacheri. That's actually in Dio. But I'm being also in that short. The best school. So you are the key. Checking really. I'm getting a machine. I'm not going. Manga Kina. You are the jam pop. Many guys are making people but I can't even borrow. Ta. Madi, national ship. Amba. Chash back below. Kilo or two. Mazidra. After the Egyptian near tre. My name is Korea. You're fine for man, Chadia Mama. You are not any Kiriko. You do. You are the one. I did believe the Oraki. And vehicle. My Lugbara Kari, my NPO, you support you fair. I didn't financial. You are meaning Jerry. You didn't have to my game. So I'm a chicken tour. I'm going to be a Kaki Jacko. Really, in that a challenge. So my idea is because you're near TC. And the Lugbara Kari Katanga. Maka, you get it. Maka, for the people, Diabo. Changing there is no upper limit. Amanga, a family, Amanga, very organized. Back in the Amashi, I cost Yambama. At a Congo, I come up with organized in Congo, and you could even in Denny. But I can't imagine Yamakoimaza. Mamu giving out of that problem.
have amabenga ichama iki so ani orodi mani ngushu be kan tu bani for akuchama you know from borrow odota be in humbly te I know the future is very bright you know from borrow for
Agenda material 30 vote of thanks by one member of parliament Makili Ira that the fully the vote of thanks by four Matia Masolia Agofe Designate and
two elders, really grandly, Mami kwa baki zizo polisi kizizo leo bawaro niworo ko tibaba se ko mamba irizolere tita Lugbara Kari mjipele nita api kabala wa ani dera angare ngazinga sende meyo siku angare ngazinga paswa meyo siku ngazinga ikea community ke kuorale tititaga community ni kabala wa community api Lugbara wa African kasasia oberedia Ohima Asibia Kampala Makala azidi ziwara naga HIGHNESS bale ngazo bali mtu baadhi bamu bali baadhi mtoko that's baadhi mtoko komiso na neko baadhi mtoko kwa kuwa ndio wanataka baadhi mimi Madi ini akram boros kan ya zamana sai bigara bazias is highest royal king really great is the chairman of the Uganda King's Leaders Forum Madi drama Madi drama speaker here Madi council here Professor Andana, and I'm going to policy in the body of Somalia. I don't know about you. You don't want to come up by the Duriara. They fulfill the garden. You go under the Mama to go to cool. After 2 weeks, that's all money. You don't want to come in the Korea. Sana ne rubele paresi na zote ndio na zote ndio anaenda kwa sana rubele ardhi na rubele mama kwa Yesu ya speaker kunje tena after the man how is my letter with the MPs MC5 MPs I already know to me these MPs they strike me I also strike and the MC5, I also expect I don't have problem with this people. Came on before. I can, okay, your question me is, I think I will invite you officer to my place. In Gamo Lugbara Kari, I'm going to get near the Muslim Method, Mother, that is the end of there. At the end of us, finish the ile mu ngombe yuko kani mama ini wiki azi alo din le ini yotozo ati kiweka with somebody that you da maneko and one of the ministers said that they are so it is ma ante ma Kampala da ma police Zambia the defend of Nigeria the people of Africa. What are you want to do? You have not, but you're ready to fight to become my brother. And then You are not qualified to become my colleague and my brother. So, my addiction as a control it is a killing, my baby MPP in Sasia, back in the Sawa. Killing, he came by the world movie is all happening now. As they had the king of Portugal, I say, the man of family. The man had the tradition. MPs let me have the warrior. Look me. Matter there, if you're a man of Seven, Mungu kwa ile ima aresiba. Leta mama commercial manzaku. Ile la parade testi. Kika milera, ito mmoja desi ya present. Kina present. Ye madama ne lo ni ko kisi bless ba. Ko ni gba mana azu ale na adi. They love him because and the same is the chairman of the case. So everyone that person will commend the person. So you understand, I think they're all bad. Say kill, nothing, I don't want to let you know my own thing. Can't go to a zine, and I'm going to go around. After he really, he's on Ambra, man, go ahead, because of Designate now, I'll tell you about it. Kata thing very much sad as if you blame Alia and ordinary. I did I say I remember there. That the politics is the same. I can't get among Algeria, I'm meeting in Europe with my clan leaders. Among the young Bewara Mutu, Arua, Miracle, among the young Arua, and then Gamanaba, who are telling why. As soon as we do my program, they go in the Zima jealousy. ALIA and Go Agofe and let Tasso. Then a man of the Vinanda there, there's a bridge Maya Vera. He had offered a great accommodation for this kind of country. Man of the language of Mamu to verify 4 12. I'm telling you, that's to people not address people. Nanu Marasa, Mamuru Lukusai, Alexis Lukusa, Chairman Lukusa. Mama Yua, Mamando Baraka, Ramon Lukusa, Alfabula Lukusa, Malo Lukusa, Ramon Bora, Ramon Lukusa. Then you have the capacity to address the MPs, LC3, LC5. I think then nobody called there. Today, one thing I don't take because very see. Now there is don't you say you'll be able to see, don't you say, won't you get it? Now take a program. As the time and let's one tell us to go to the other. The Catad will be the war on attack of police. At the time, looking at President Davis. Emoki, these are all lobbies. You are Lore, our family of Ara, the Patu of Kerry my family. I think Chandra, Amabu, God is the highest support. Telling me, Baza will tell you, second, I will that thing. Any place of one, the old movie, that I don't know, but I doesn't. You are the one there, you know, I'm not there, or my family, you know, to the other. They are not the other, say, I'm going to go. Or before Dr. Magari, I'm going to have Pazulis. I'm going to have Manuaro. I'm going to have a Asleman and young man, I move on. I eat elders, they are the President Tila Manu Fabo Tila for 2 years. The Montana moving the Susi, there's a room of Tila King Angelo, yeah? So you're glad to see. Your man, by me, they are king, they are whole of it. So, Bamet, the QL, and we can't have an elder, so they start empty in Muslim. We are Zezus. I said, you keep there, we go to the QLs. As a con elder, Kakio, the minute. Your man's a your man has to have a team up and motive is so safe. Malo, there's a man to organize it. I said, but keep them as you who was in Butura. Take it up 2 years. So, honestly, Mama, you are very far. But if you do that, Kale me around there, keep me around. You go there, you know, so for me, can you keep a kill? Better talk or the Jibola Koya. I cannot be or the better Tira. I'm married, Kadisa, as a man here, a man you all at the idea. Only a man, the mother thing got you. And this is an Indian love to us. So, you are running up at or the person I might have seen. Dika, Mongoma, Kura, and Simoke. Your time is that you are a talent on job. One they got to kill the apple. One they got to kill the apple. Remember, this is the area. Lugbara Kari na lebe. This is the Kari na wale na Lugbara Kari na banas. Ogade, azo kila kaza kile. Yes. So you want to say, Kori, akwa mamungu mandia. Mungu mandia kwa ina lele. Hiyo azianda rivers kali Lugbara Kari. Alikiwa. Amecha digo bar alia. Magazine ga me da diki me boros. Anga na zeze ngama disi. Ayo ta me ndiara. Yo mana la disi nda ko. Yo mana la disi mo ka ne ko. Yo mana la ri na zima nda nda alia. Lugbara ma adeza bango ta ngoni. Lugbara ma adeza anda Lugbara ru. Bangero to ngoni. Yo ngama ni ko bibi. Ana zima zema. Amo do ko da wa ko ara. Kini mane yo nungu kayo rubewo iwa mada iwa anda yo ati biso ko guru ya des amanda karaka sema meeting ya rafa azina lale anda yo anda ati biso akada Obama is also waiting come you can go kweli yo de kai chawo yo de ine na resi balu bibi ne kile yo na resi bongo na my bless so before Angelo, doctor, me teaching, the engineer there, and then I'm the person, I'm was, as well as Mongo Macron as a bad man. They got a panel as okay, the time to do of making more. The Catalan is sort of a post, Madame Antina, I'm going to pay on the side. They got on the side. They didn't mark it, they made desperate. Can you comment? You got the letter, some man who got every man of the class. You got letter, a little bit, a little letter. So, yeah, well, they can cut the king, one of the first of everything. I sit down with the president. But I don't see the other one. Come on, my book, I got a get one. I'm one of the others, I put you out. So we need to win my day.
Thanks by one.
Hallelujah. Lugbara kikini yere kukumubwa. Kukudonda chidi hapa rakale, kukuchabela mbele. Or the folk who must be terracing. You are happy, you are feeling. Now, the rock in the cook. Now, the kings are in the car. As if you do one, you can do it in May. Or the famous in Dolan Touch and what that woman is on the video. The Mijibu staring there, which I ready. Moving down as a call, according to Saturday, and then she does over. But I hope you can follow the amateur over the king. And you okay, Moke, bang up to the doctor or the jerky. Mungu majini Moke, let me meet you. Our first hour. Yeah.
Madame, you are still about Laura, my big boss. That time is really good. You are still serious.
Our folk started so quite Korea. Madiman deliver one of the sale of Koro Irayu. Tiago, Ekilia, Lechoti. The family Yoria for salad, even our folk, Lugbara Kari Angele. Sazimale, the Ranzuba, Amabla, Manitisa, Sileno, Kuria, Leni, Yamarubara, Uzan Biko, Amo Kujeria, Muganda. In a sopa one, the national anthem go, a sopa and go by the mongo, can go both sides, and go to the Gada, can Lugbara national anthem. Ama ame to Amario, Quasikin. Na ovo I was thinking, point of information. We are requesting your national anthem, Lugbara national anthem. Actually, it's okay. Ma ovo I osi adaro. Ango ranyigirike. Ame mi grinza azini gutiesi nebe. Amazi amabilanzi wangaka kekela warolebe ni kaka doctor ni eti. Ngani ba miluzi iyo Lugbara Kari diosi. So, odu national anthem ni mwifupo. Hadi aikomani zori agansi lekani ya doniana. Sasa paria zini Maria baka kuna gani ni my professor anaba mero national anthem mable Lugbara dance. So yo mani nzelere. Eno meri zuria ma nze amavu Victoria Reverend Ikimi Matura amavu ba amavu religious leaders yiki ongo atiflere bakiri afaziba ne fizu bwo konero ani mi amane tora da ba tono ongo ko flere ko ika bazi katari minister kate mukare president ka ngone mini nedia ba di ma cultural dance kitu ta mavu ba mungu ne diki yokini de ongo ba ne fizu bwo konero Mati ni alire mi chondra dire na de program Mr. John Obugare iliandra tuta ni na rua sia imba mongo nyakundi kisasaro aka kuma ndo mai ongo mama akine mani njoni dere mani bi yongo sidani ni na ninga mufikwe ngongo mungu ni afadi fe amadi yongo tedi nyakuvle kalsa vele samadi yongo subleri subisi ma idi Lugbara Kari ro le ni menga yo masi amadia i do kapaso tap le ba mo pi ava ba eyo de ni mato vai ko se aka ne ku ezinisi toria da le banka tere be ba ko ngo ibleri ngo ma vai ko sa skulu da para culture eyo asizuriri iyo te mini nzebo MP ni nze dikaveni amavule bambule ni nzeri anzi meyos sazi malia medo nzu ajono ade boda si Christmas ni medo nzu ini anzu ini Taurus ini nyovras ini anzu boda miles Christmas anzi fopi radi iti anzi awadi I opiti nya fo bene mesho ante lambe anzi lambe okulaki anzi bengukwa okuma pambe de pilipi anzi uduko anzi matiapo azini se abiri udu chako ani niko mangeyo da de nkoni Mungu fika malu bararua mani amondoa sana amafrale anzi first grade anzi second grade anzi third grade ambe twalo kan ko second grade ambe twalo te yo gena Kampala bari te ni marza jogobuka so mite dingo gupi kodirore tikatikenya second grade kan ko third grade mba second grade ako third grade ari ni biliani wa eri ma dia kan so ando pamene na wa de ondo akaka wa didike landra school asi kia sema wa fo feba ni mambini ma lawyer ni rona to ma lawyer amo kosa wa fo pazini ngarsi on fo mini lo fersi azia zikesi azimani ti leni ya rete ngama lele koleyo our family as you see our for doctor mini our for bambo mini me over mani exam darilu iyo triasi Lugbara Kari malia our for your triasi professor mini opo alerisi ani amai buru ngoni ara amakandi I know money akana mada azanya ni ko ni ani but it's okay let us continue our for ba amandi mungu ziba hata mimi ubikisa mambo kusoma basi mambo yoba Mungu mbi kwa wende atarori amajo mina wa 400 Mungu ndra dambi andria mvuyo ongrebe amajo mina wa 4 ambo viteko korumina amani ukudo fezo amani yo suruvere ntezo kuwarisi Mungu yo suruvere isi buku minere malia basi suruma yo alotani kusipere ri ada yo suruvere ro por yoba Mungu awali for antino ni yo gazu yini yozu imo binga yo ible survleri ga diga me funga kopi me sele bati di le rarsi ama bina war fo fe ama blanzi mino pele me telita fe mi anzi mino pele gazu aru mu biniri disi muba me mu do le anzi do isi ango Kampala ndo malia beton te do le kupa sa pa ni rezu meeting are bo fo fe ba bine la awali azinisi tanzi di monyi si ari amante risultare la base o yani amakubazi polika dile kumungwa wa fozi mino pela robesi ifanzi no nemu tani kumemu aman miluzi ejo yini ndra dictive kini yinga yerane osi ata ikibe tura matuna wa fofu ni elders orosi Mungu elders kokoro amanzi nyeru amayo ya badabada au bandi lilera ni amara ya ko ko ikariti yobe ya ndini kwekele doctor ni ovo makorekelele azini atete awo yo ikate atiba engadi yo fira awor fo Mungu midi wo bi so ata ikibe tura meji Agofe mini fela made aworo ko Mungu mini timi kimi ni dia odu yake mini ngazu peso ni ngazu kiti diare kangata Mungu amayo ni nane awo fo ata ikibe ture ameti kiba tia diare ko Mungu mini iyo alwalo mani tenze pani nzedi mazidi fukumi ya kusioga kwa mara Mungu iyo di madreba singriza ife iyo de masoso ife mama kwa guta rusura zindi peni diko ekelenda ini muzo amabule national amavile Lugbara anthem sidale ko mali kudia madika ko amadinga sarisi dibe kuwa mani o manira kena amavila ko feti bazi yo gapi ndo dara Mungu mi ojai momi ma sopa ria lo kila momi ni pasole anti oro ku koria lo le ata ikibe to ronde tsati bwa wado bazi mundu ndo ruwa zili mukari ndo Kampala makona ma azindi maria yo ba Mungu tsebi mabilia ama ye mwafa bani dere disiri ayo minga mutuka kan pipiga amane mwayura kwa Yesu Kristo nse anzi mindo ikata yeka ko yo ba mayo fo awon fo to muni yo basi ama podinga ni rango da yu diga nzikene ango da kangala ayo ra meeting na mamemu idile bani Mungu ama yo mina wado fo mi ombi anzini ni alo mu pikori dri ya yo nziko bless amani gare muri ama ofa na meselia diga yo ni yo inga era ri yo ba Mungu ife ma yete kokoro monzi ama mele ni pe bani ili ani awon fo Mungu mede yo risi itwa lusi yo amani izale ani yo dozasia kani yo dozasisile selisia iyo egazo ndiri se akai iyo se yo restaurant lo ibia so pai mafaria Mungu wetu amara askuna mababa arudi amayo Mungu wetu amara awon fo yo risi yo ko Mungu mani zilera zile kulibeba te yo palo rumbe mini Yesu Kristo ndio si amen asiliza so kama ni Yesu Kristo ndio ale Mungu ndio Kristo ndio Mungu ndio
You are watching Lugbara Kari TV, promoting Lugbara culture. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.